Oh my God, Chelsea usually starts these off. I don't know what to do.
Welcome to
You're our first guest.
Anonymously
Aggravated. Always. Okay, so this is the first one with a guest.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself?
I guess I have to, right?
Yeah. I mean, you only like your first name. You don't have to do We're already tripping, so not literally.
So, my name is Laura.
Did you hear that? Okay. I'm like, and you don't have to look at the camera. You can look at
Heavy
me.
breathing. Okay,
Unless you like have a point where you're like,
Do you get it?
like that. Yeah. If you
Tua.
yeah, like unless it's an office moment where you're like,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you don't have, otherwise you can just talk to me.
Okay.
I find it easier that way.
Okay. Do I say my last name?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
No, that's part of the fun. Oh my God, this is annoying. Okay. Okay, what's your name?
Laura.
Where do you reside? Yeah. Where do you, no, I'm just kidding.
Where do you reside?
Yeah, South
In
Florida.
the dumpster.
In South Florida. We don't need to talk
In
about
the dumpster.
exactly where. But I mean,
I live in South Florida.
yeah.
I've lived here my entire life,
You poor thing.
fortunately. Actually, no, I wouldn't change it. I do love living in South Florida.
No, I love South Florida.
We're by the beach that I never go to.
Yeah. No, that's a thing though.
At least we always have nice weather.
Yes. I mean, it is not currently because it's like almost 9 o'clock,
Boiling.
but earlier today it was like, felt like 101.
Yeah.
So just don't come in like September.
Yeah, don't come now. Come in like February.
Yeah, when it's nice. Actually, don't come at all unless you're
Yeah. Especially if you're from upstate.
paying her for makeup or me for photos. Anyways. Okay, so we're actually going to do 2 episodes with you.
Okay.
We're going to talk about being a makeup artist, body painter, like artistry as a whole, muralist, everything. And then we'll talk about the second one later. But, oh my God, my first interview.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
Shaking.
Imagine me having to be like on a red carpet.
This is what happens when we caught up earlier. Now we have
I know.
nothing to talk about.
Okay, I should have just put the camera on the table while we were eating.
Right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Is this your first official interview?
Yeah, because I don't think I've been
Official, that's a stretch.
I mean,
It's official because we have the camera.
unofficial. It's not work related.
Okay. How did you get started with makeup? Like, what made you get into it? How old were you? Like, what drew you to it?
So I think I've always enjoyed makeup as long as I was able to get into it. I used to steal it from my mom. Sorry, Mom.
She'll be fine.
And I think that was maybe in, I would say, 9th grade is when I really started getting into it. Then I had, grown up. I think it was like, when did I start working? At 2012 is when I actually started working for MAC. So
Okay.
I randomly went in on random Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, went up to the MAC counter and there was this guy working there. And I was like, can I get mascara? Like, really, I wanted to see if I can apply for a job there. But
Yeah, you wanted to start small talk
so I was
first.
like, let me exactly
Yeah.
small talk. So he's like, oh yes, like here's this mascara, but you're so beautiful, your makeup's so nice, like you should apply here. I'm like,
Perfect.
that's
really what I'm here for.
Actually, that was on here for it. I threw
Yeah.
the mascara.
You're like, I actually didn't need this at all.
So he got me an interview with the manager there, who I'm still friends with to this day, and it was one of the best jobs that I've ever had until the end when MAC kind of got bought out by Estee Lauder. Then it wasn't as fun anymore. It was very like you get to wear all black, like you get to have this like dramatic makeup.
Sleek,
And people
yeah.
would come up to the counters and be like, the MAC girls over there, look at those MAC girls.
Oh yeah, no, it was a thing. Like
Yeah.
you were a MAC girl.
Yes.
Like even I remember like on YouTube, all the like at home like influencer makeup artists, like they all would tell their beginning stories. Either they wish that they got like a
Yes.
job at Mac. Like
Yes.
that was always the goal.
Yes.
For someone like
Nobody
starting
wanted to
out.
work at freaking Estee Lauder
No,
or
no.
Clinique. Like,
No, you want it. Yeah. No,
I wanted to be the it girl at
I
Mac.
remember that always being like, well, I applied at Mac, or, oh, I worked for Mac. Like it was the goal.
And it was really like, not that it was a hard process to get into, but you had to do like a makeup interview. So you did a makeup interview and then you had to bring a model in to do makeup on the model, and you would turn it from day makeup into a night makeup. And like I passed that because I
yeah.
brought my friend Michelle, who's beautiful.
Yeah. You're like,
Let's bring my easy person.
well, of course. I mean, why would you make your job harder?
Come on, Samantha.
You sure? I don't know what to do with my face.
She knows I'm fucking.
No, I know. It's okay. We'll get there.
So, but yeah,
Cut.
excuse me.
Me. Ooh, drink time. Every time David would grab for a drink, I'm like,
My turn.
ooh, yeah. So you basically you started at Mac, but you were self-taught prior to that. I mean, yeah, that's
Much, yeah.
basically.
Oh my god! If
really
you look
your
at
only
some of
option, right?
We should post some of the old pictures that I have.
Okay, I'll have you send them to me, and I'll put them
Like,
up on the
right
screen.
here.
Yeah, because I plan on, because she did my wedding makeup. I plan on putting like some of those up too, because
Yeah.
I was like, that's how I met this whole story. We'll
Yours
get
was
there.
Literally, yours became my
Your branding.
yeah. Just your eyes.
I remember. No, David tries to recreate that exact photo almost every wedding, and I'm like, can you please stop? I don't know how we're gonna do this.
He's an angel. He's literally a golden retriever.
He's all right. I'm a black cat.
You're you're like a Salem witch.
Yes.
So where were we? My ADHD is gonna kick in throughout this entire
I know.
place.
I'm like, okay. So you started at Mac. Before that, you're obviously self-taught. There really wasn't anything
okay, yeah.
prior to that.
self-taught.
Yeah.
So
How does one
Really,
like, what did you learn off of?
I can't really say I'm self-taught because I was able to finesse my way in just with the basic skills that I had.
Mm-hmm.
But every single artist that worked there were amazing. So I would learn from everybody
Okay.
there, and I would literally like stand behind them and I'm like, what are you doing? How do you do this? How do
Yeah.
you do that? So that's how I really
visual learner.
that's how I really exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
how I really learned. And I was freelancing in the beginning, I think. From what I remember, I freelanced a couple years and
Yeah.
then I went permanent and then unpermanent.
Yeah.
So I would learn from different people from different stores.
That's
and like
cool.
and then I would go to like just each year, or I think it was like twice a year or something, we would do like our max training. Like basic training is what you get in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it was 5 days of training about how to learn all the products, and we would have to drive down to like Sunrise. It was like a regular school day, but
Yeah.
that was so much fun. So I learned a lot from there. But then every quarter, I think it was, you get to learn about the new products coming out.
Oh, that's fun.
That was so much fun. And
Yeah.
like, the trainers I loved there. So I did learn a lot from there. But yeah,
Oh, okay. That's
not
cool.
really self-taught. I can't take all the credit.
Well, yeah. Well, I
Practice
meant,
makes perfect.
like
but
more when you like approached the counter
yes.
and you were like,
oh my God, I was like,
give me a job. I mean,
mascara.
yeah, I don't need that. Okay. And then how, I'm going to kind of like jump because each category and then it's like broken down. So not only do you do like makeup for, every day events, all that kind of stuff. You also, how did you get started in, well, I guess we'll start with special effects makeup because you do some like gnarly Halloween stuff and just like almost like cosplay, right? Like
No.
but not
Cosplay.
like, I mean, you turned yourself into an avatar.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was sick. I like every time I think, but I was like, what the fuck? Like she's just walking around looking
Literally
like this.
just my head up was
No, but it was crazy. I was like, are you kidding? So how, or like, what's your favorite special effects thing? Like, how did you get into that part of it? Is it something that like every makeup artist like will dabble in at some point? If they like, obviously if they have that interest or like what drew you to that? 'Cause you love Halloween.
I love Halloween.
As you
I
sit
love
here in your,
spooky
yeah.
but I really, how did I don't even remember how I got into it. It was just like, I feel like it's like a fever dream. Yeah. all of that year.
You're like, I don't know.
It was me and my friend Megan did a couple like things together where we did photo shoots together, and I think that's when I really got into it. At the Mac counter, we had started to learn how to do like fake scabs.
Yeah.
Like fake cuts. And
Yeah.
it was like with the eyelash glue and tissue paper and like eyeshadow, whatever we had at the counters because we didn't have access to like
Right. You're not using like
actual blood and
right. Like Hollywood
Real
blood
blood.
and like,
Yeah.
yeah, like weird skin.
so
shit.
we
Yeah.
started doing that. And I remember we got really into it from there and
Okay.
then collaborated on a couple things. And then we did that photo shoot with you and Ricky and
Yeah,
Alyssa.
with the
That was so
skulls and
fun.
all that stuff. Oh my God. that
But
was-
as far as getting into it, I don't know. It just kind of happened.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel like,
I love spooky shit.
yeah. Okay. Something that I think is really cool. How did you get into the body painting?
Ooh, so
Or like what, like, how did you get into it? What was your, like, I'm sure there's been some really cool things that you got to do with that.
really cool
'cause-
things, really dramatic things.
Well, yeah, we can talk about the cool
That's
things.
a roller coaster
Yeah.
ride that we can talk about later. But
Yeah.
I actually was dating this guy who knew Marcio, which is the body painter that taught me.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Hey, I'm starting to like work for this or like paint with this guy. Can I like practice on you and do body painting?" I was like, "Sure, cool, whatever."
Yeah.
So we went to his studio and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's studio is so amazing. He's got like artwork everywhere. He's got cars. It's like a full running body shop, but he also does art on the side." And he was the one that was teaching my ex-boyfriend at the time. And they painted me and I was like, "Wow, this is really cool." But like Marcio ended up like getting me as a model and I broke up with the ex-boyfriend and me and Marcio kept in contact. So
Yeah.
years down the road, he really didn't know I knew how to draw. And he's like, "You know how to draw?" I was like,
Oops.
yeah. And then I started, actually I was working for Mac and it was the time that I actually I wasn't doing too good at that job just because it was the customer service and all that stuff. It's just,
sucks.
it's hard.
Yeah, it's
people,
hard.
People suck.
Oh, yeah.
Very rude in retail, but
Yeah.
I really wanted to pursue body painting. So I actually took a break from Mac and started working hardcore on learning like the techniques of the airbrushing. And like, I didn't really hand paint for body painting.
Yeah, it was
I did-
mostly like
I did the
airbrushing. Yeah.
And then that in itself is really hard to learn just because it's like the technique. Like I would just sit there. I remember staying until the studio until like 2 a.m. I was like, he's like, blah, blah, blah. Like you need to practice these lines. You need to do
Yeah.
this. And I'm like, "Ooh, okay. Like just drawing, doing these lines after lines after lines. I felt like I
Yeah.
was in a prison, but it actually made me better in the end. And I
Yeah.
really got into it. We started working together at events in Miami. And so
Yeah.
that was fun. Who doesn't like hate Miami? Who doesn't?
Right. I mean, that's where the girls
doesn't
are.
love Miami?
That
The hot
are-
girls
yeah,
on top of
the
it
bottle
also.
girl, like all of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Oh my God, and everybody's so nice. Like I really started to love it. So we did a lot of events in Miami and then we did the Marlins Stadium where
I remember that.
that was fun. I
was
mean,
cool.
the drive sucked, but I got
cool,
to do,
though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that great of money in the
Yeah. Well,
beginning, but
anything in art.
art it's hard.
Yeah.
That's why I had to have a normal job
Yeah.
at the same time to pursue it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked for him. Was it like 2011? I think 2011 is actually when I started getting body painted by him. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I stopped it a couple years ago because I'm a big girl. I have a big girl job now.
Oh, it's
So sad.
Yeah. Not all of us can just start an OnlyFans, and I mean, we could.
I missed my mark. I had a baby.
No, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm trying to like keep the wedding questions for the end because then we can like segue.
Yeah. So I'm
And
like, if I feel like I'm like going off.
no, you're doing
okay.
fine.
I feel like I'm like just
No, you're totally
Not
fine.
finishing
You're
my
doing better than
story.
I did the first time. Dude, the first time David sat down there, he was like,
I know, I'm
ping
so
pong ball.
bad.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay, still on body painting and special effects. What is the most complex body painting or special effects project you've worked on, and like what made it unique?
I don't even know.
Or like just took the most time. So it could be like a body, like, I feel like I've seen,
I feel like I have to look.
you can look it
I
up.
didn't even talk about like Fantasy Fest.
Well, we'll still get there. I'm sure that's probably under like,
I have to go on my Facebook
do it.
archives for this one.
I'm like, almost.
Because I really like, I mean, I don't want to say like nothing's a challenge for me, but I never,
I feel like
Thought it was-
you're always up to a challenge and you're there to succeed at the challenge. I feel like that's fine to say nothing is a challenge for me because I mean it's still like a challenge, but you know you're gonna work till you achieve it.
yeah, exactly.
So
Let me see and let me look.
I'm like I remember
Does it not do by your albums anymore?
Facebook, it keeps changing. I
albums,
feel like a
here we go.
fucking 80-year-old on that app. I'm like,
Where's the albums?
where are the photos?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Gosh, I should have got my like timeline right.
I'll have to cut that out. TikTok does not like smoking.
Who?
TikTok.
Oh, I know.
Or any social media for that point.
a big blur.
But you can get blackout drunk. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or like, what's like one of your like favorite looks that you've done? It can be, it doesn't have to be, I feel like more so body painting, like special effects. You really only do that stuff around Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, like I loved doing Halloween at Mac. That was my favorite. I would like they would
Because people would just come in and
specifically-
like
yeah, I would
request
specifically
different
want to
things.
work that day.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do all the appointments. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I could sit down for like hour and a half to do all their makeup.
Yeah.
But as far as body painting, I think my favorite look would probably be some stuff that I did like for just single photo shoots. Like one girl I did, which is insane because I did something like a Native American style kind of like piece where I did a dream catcher and I did like all these feathers and it was this like blonde white girl. She's beautiful. And everybody's like, you're doing, what is that, like that word? When they're-
Cultural appropriation.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
cultural appropriation. I'm like, what do you even mean? I was like, maybe I was just naive, but I never even thought of that way.
Yeah.
But that was probably one of my favorites. And I was like,
Yeah.
it had like red, blue, yellow. It was so pretty. That was kind of hurt that
mean,
people were saying that. And I get it now, but
No,
like,
I get it, but it's
people are
also
so butthurt about everything.
everyone's out to cancel someone. It like you could literally,
And I didn't even think of it that way.
yeah, right. Because as an artist, like you're just doing what you're asked to do.
Yeah.
that's a huge part of it as well. Like the client's asking for something and they're paying you for it. You're gonna, I mean, you kind of have to do it.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, I was really proud of this.
Yeah,
but
now I'm
anymore.
going to go.
I'll go fuck myself. Yeah, no, seriously. Oh my God. Okay, what is your favorite Halloween look that you've done to date?
Ooh.
On yourself or a client? Or both?
Can I show pictures?
Yeah, so screenshot them as you talk about them.
Okay, yeah.
Because I mean, you could show it, but I'm not going to see it. Well, I'll show it on the screen when you like text it to
Okay.
me. Yeah.
Let me see. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We can cut this part out.
Oh, I cut like
So much.
half of it out.
Okay.
Any like pauses or how many times I say yep, just like that. Oh my God, this one girl tagged me as a collaborator on something and she's getting lots of comments and I keep thinking it's for me and it's for her. I'm like, wow, okay.
Sad.
Oh my God.
Did I not save some of this?
Is it on? So do you have it on your personal one or is it on like painted?
It's on my makeup one, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because you have like 3. And I'm like, I don't ever know which one to tag. So that's fine.
Not including my burner account. Let me see. I don't know. I have so many favorites that I've done. Probably this one that I did with this girl, Savannah, and her boyfriend at the time. They were like it was like a spooky clown.
Ooh.
And like half skull, like this part of the face was showing skull and this other part was showing the other part of the skull. So
Yeah.
like a checkerboard.
yeah.
But I had a lot of fun doing that. And I love
I'll
like
flash
taking my
through like some of your pictures on there so people can see.
Okay.
Because you also, I remember
this
you did yeah, that's crazy.
Gay Ursula.
I mean, honestly,
loved
I
it.
feel like that would make more sense
Yeah.
in the actual movie. Oh my God. Okay.
I feel like I've not really done something that I don't like. I
know, they
toot
make it
my own horn.
No, people are like, oh, can you tell me like your favorite Pelican Club weddings? And I was like, I can tell you like 7 favorite.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
love
mean?
them all.
I was like, if I'm putting it out there, I like it.
Exactly. Like if I'm
So
like, we'll talk about the mural stuff too.
Yeah.
But like I remember there's like how David was really upset about his video.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about a time where I did somebody's like, it was like a room in their baby room and they wanted clouds.
the clouds. I remember
They
when you told me
hated
this.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and Marcia was like, I could go fix it for you. I was like, no, fuck them.
Yeah. You're like, no.
I was like, but like, I get it. Like, I would get it. Like, oh, that's not really what I was expecting. But I thought it was just a different vibe than what they wanted. And it
Right.
just hurt me so much that
Yeah.
like, this is this ugliest thing I've ever
Oh my
seen.
God. No,
Like, okay.
we'll talk about that because I'll say like what they asked for and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But, well, I mean, okay.
Like the Timu clouds. Yeah, pretty much what they were saying.
Oh my God.
Anyways, we'll go back to our
Like, this is the Aldi grocery store version of whatever the hell we just asked for.
Shein.
Yeah.
Even then, Shein's probably better than.
Oh my God. Shut up. Can you, okay, with body painting, I guess this is did you ever run into like any awkward situations? Like,
oh, fuck me.
like what is like the weirdest or awkward or just like gross even? Like, I don't know.
Mostly all the girls and guys that we painted never smelled, never nothing. They mostly have good hygiene, which you would expect. You're going to be
You're literally getting
naked
painted
in front of me.
Yeah.
And not that I'm looking at your naked body. I'm really looking straight through it, looking like
how you're going to
wanting
paint.
to finish the art. Exactly. So this, a few girls that we set up a photo shoot for was just like these random models a photographer found. He's like, yeah, let's just go shoot these people. I was like, okay, so let's go. And Marcy was like, go out there and go paint. I'm like, okay, why are you being like weird about it? So I get over there. When you're getting body painted, you have to wear like pasties.
Yeah.
So you're like literally like a Barbie doll. You have no nipples.
No nipples. Yeah.
No coochie.
Yeah.
It's like
just
Band-Aids covering it. This girl's Band-Aid wouldn't stick because she just, I don't know, she didn't bathe or something, but I just felt so bad for this poor girl because she was trying to get her Band-Aid to stick and it was just falling down and I had to airbrush her. So what happens is you
can't use like
you get
glue,
a little
like-
backwind.
oh my God. Like,
So that was probably my
lash
most
glue or
awkward.
something.
And I try not to, I don't make a face. Like I have
Yeah.
a pretty good poker face as it is. So I really didn't make a big deal out of it. I just finished her, painted her, and me and Marcy were like, what the fuck?
yeah. Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
I know, poor thing.
Dear God.
It's just basic hygiene sometimes. When people
Yeah. Well, you'd be shocked at how many people lack that.
I know.
So
I know.
even like on wedding days, sometimes I look at people's nails and I'm like, you couldn't clean your nails.
Like I missed the time when I had to wear a face mask to work because then if I'm in people's faces and they have bad breath, I just
You're like,
chew some gum inside my
you're just
mouth.
breathing in your own. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's trying to see if there's any more with.
That's too mean.
No, not at all.
Mean person.
No, but that was actually very nice. Like you said it very nice. I would be like, her coochie stank. Like, you know what
They've got a greasy coochie.
Yeah, like no, people. That was very, very PG.
Okay.
Okay.
Try not to get canceled over here.
No, you're fine. I guess. Well, I was gonna say, like, can you share a story about a time when something went hilariously wrong during a body painting session?
Oh my God, yes. Not wrong, but okay. So
those are like
done-
intimate moments. They can be.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
picture this. You're down in the Keys for this fantasy
Ooh,
fest.
okay. Yeah.
It is probably like maybe, I don't know, 3:00 in the afternoon. It's hot.
Yep.
So we painted at this place called Coyote Ugly, which I don't think it's even there down there in the Keys anymore. But Marcia was painting in the front. I keep talking about him.
I mean, he's part of the body.
Literally,
I keep talking about body painting right now. He's part of body painting.
So he was painting in the front of Coyote Ugly, which they had this cute little window that you can like walk in or look and see like the girls getting painted. So I got stuck in the back, of
course.
BFE,
Yeah.
which there was like just like their storage, their chairs back there. It smelled like cigarettes. I'm like, whatever. I set up my little
it's the
station over
Keys.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Set up my little station, and I'm like waiting for my next client. And we had this sweetest little girl when working for us. She comes in, walks up to me with my next client, her like little hot dog outfit that she
my
had. She was dressed up as a hot dog.
Yeah.
She goes, "This is your next client?" I was like,
That's
"Okay."
a genius side note. That's a genius fucking costume for Fantasy Fest. Are you kidding me?
I know. She was literally perfect for it.
I
She's
feel like I would die of a heat stroke, but
tiny.
that's so good.
it was the arms were out.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
was a little wiener.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. Pigs in a blanket. Got it. So
She
good.
comes and brings my next client. And it's this guy walking up. He's like younger. He's like, "Okay." She's like, "Oh, he wants like zebra leggings." Like his girlfriend or whatever was wearing like, or getting painted as like pink, white. what color is a zebra?
Let's pause and describe Fantasy Fest for a second for people that don't know what Fantasy Fest is.
like a fever dream as well. It's like everybody that you can think of that you want to
Never see
watch.
naked. You will see naked.
Yeah, or you want to people watch at Walmart,
Oh my God.
and then they go down there in a thong with their
Literally.
boobies hanging out.
Yeah.
That's them. But it's a vibe. I love every time I work Fantasy Fest. I had the greatest time.
I feel like Fantasy Fest is like not that Burning Man is illegal, but it's like a
Yeah.
more not Burning Man in the sense of like all the campsites and stuff like that, but like you can dress however the fuck you want and no one's going to judge you.
Exactly.
Like that's Fantasy Fest.
mean,
Like free to express yourself.
They've gotten a little strict with like you can only really walk on, was it Duval?
Yeah.
Only walk
It's that
on
one
Duval.
street. Yeah.
Because if you go off these side roads, those officers are going to get you.
Yeah.
So it is the best. Like after we would get done working, we would just sit there and just watch everybody walk by. And
Oh
we're like,
yeah.
oh my God, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Old man, like think of your grandpa in like a Borat green.
Don't think of your
lime-
grandpa like this.
Please think of your grandpa in like this lime green thong riding a little bicycle down the street.
Terrifying. Dear God. But
like,
also
yes.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's what so when she's talking about Fantasy Fest, that's a little background on that. Okay. So he wants zebra print leggings painted on.
So everybody pretty much walks around body painted there. If you're not body painted, you're in just like wacky costume and people do themes and stuff.
Yeah.
So he walks back there and he's like, "Oh, I want some black and white, pink, whatever zebra stripe pants." And I was like, "Okay." And then he was like, "Do I take it off now?" And I'm like, "Take what off?" He's like,
You want it to be
my
butt out?
underwear." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I want it like this painted." And I'm like, "How much do they charge you?" And he's like, "Oh, like $60." And I'm like, "Excuse me one moment." And I was like,
I'm not painting your dick
And I, like,
for only $60.
I ran up to Marcy. I'm like, "You fucking booked somebody that was only going to pay $60. I'm going to paint their penis." He goes, "No, I didn't. I didn't know they wanted that." And he goes, "Go charge them $800." I'm like, "Okay, like I'm airbrushing. I don't have to touch it."
Yeah, absolutely.
Just bring it, wave it around, and
Yeah.
I'll airbrush it that way.
Ooh, be like, hold it up.
So I said, "If you want that, it's going to be $800." He goes, "Oh no, I don't want to pay that much." He's like, "What should I do?" I was like, "You can go get some underwear."
Yeah.
So we went to like this little store. I don't know. There's like a little sex store down there.
Yeah.
So we bought like these little like women's panties. And like barely,
to tuck it
barely
in.
covered anything. Anyways, I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
Let's paint.
I mean, yeah, $60 versus $800. But I wouldn't, you'd have to pay me more than $800 to touch your dick.
Oh hell no! I don't touch it. I would just be airbrushing.
Or even just look at it for that long. Like right there, I'd be like,
Is it done?
Yeah.
So I've
Lift up.
but I've met some really nice people down there, and it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like teachers and like wear this like little mask.
It's their alter ego.
feed me.
It's
Yes.
wild.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I've been asked if I would go. I don't think my anxiety could handle it. I would go as a fully clothed person
Yes,
watching
yeah.
everybody else, but then
From
I feel
afar.
like a fucking predator or something. Like,
No, everybody's like that. Like you can't even probably walk 2 inches without wanting to like somebody just take your picture of like whatever you've got going on.
oh,
It's
so
great.
Oh, I would have a heart attack. Yeah, I wouldn't participate. I would be there. I would not. I don't think I could participate.
I hear that.
She's like,
Wee woo.
speaking of. No. Okay, no. Okay, let's see. I guess that would also be under what's the most dramatic or outrageous request you've ever received from a client.
Okay.
Body
that's what it
painting.
was. So, side note, when in Fantasy Fest every single year, there's this gang called the Twat. Wait, the SWAT team.
Oh, I love that.
Like-
Instead of SWAT team.
Yeah, and they're literally dressed in like military gear, and each of their helmets they have a dildo strapped.
Oh my God.
I love them every time.
That's
I see them. Let
amazing.
me take a picture.
Yes. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
So
oh my God.
my most not wildest thing, but I just thought it was so funny, and I didn't really want to do it. This guy wanted his full body to be SpongeBob, but he was in like this like a little black G-string, and he wanted it incorporated. So I painted.
Oh no.
It was
like
funny
an
in the end.
inappropriate SpongeBob.
Kind of like a bondage SpongeBob, but he was just like, so I just painted him SpongeBob right here. I painted his little arms on the side, and I
then
made his legs go down his own legs.
Yeah.
So it looked like SpongeBob had a G-string. I thought that was so
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
I love that.
Dude, oh my God. That's like a weird kinky shit that people are into.
Oh my God. Kinky is a top, like,
That's a whole nother.
yeah.
I've been down way too many rabbit holes on Reddit for that.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Send me the link.
I've seen some pretty fucked up shit. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to talk about wedding makeup and like weddings and events because yeah, we're all going
I
to.
don't have like anything bad to say too much about it. I will say.
I don't either. But
think-
people always want to know.
Of
They're like,
course.
I'm like, because everyone, I feel like every girl at some point, unless you have literally 0 friends, 0 sisters, you're going to be in a wedding.
Yes.
Or close enough that you're going to get your hair and or makeup done.
Yes.
There's going to be circumstances in your life where it's
Yes.
going to need to happen. Photo shoot, whatever.
Yes.
okay, so I guess this comes into like topic with like a trial and then like makeup or just in general. What is like your process of creating a wedding look for a bride? Do they normally, for the most, like, do you get asked like your opinion, or do they usually come to you with something and then like, are you like blunt enough to be like, are you fucking crazy? That's gonna look bad. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I guess
give them the truth.
what's your process if someone?
So usually when I go over for a trial, I would say, do you have any inspiration pictures? Do you have this? Do you have that?
Yeah.
And they would show me inspiration pictures. Obviously, I would tell them it's not really going to look exactly like that. Your features are different.
Your skin's
blah, blah, blah,
different,
the
yeah.
whole spiel. Yeah. But I would probably try and recreate something that they have shown me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, I trust you. So I would just kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
But I've worked with so many people and so many skin tones, ages,
Mm-hmm.
facial features. When I was at MAC, I will say that was amazing.
Oh,
to
yeah.
do. So it really helps be in the industry of
Yeah.
being a wedding makeup artist. So I really didn't have to think too
It's
much.
just automatic. Yeah. It's just autonomous.
And I loved it. I loved doing it. It was like such a fun thing to create somebody to be somebody that they want to be a more beautiful version of themselves,
Yeah.
or maybe somebody they don't even want to look like themselves.
Yeah, that's me. Like, make me look like a different person right now.
Me when I wipe my makeup.
Yeah, stop. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of times I feel like even when every bride that I talk to, they always have like a mood board for like everything,
Oh, yeah.
like the hair, the
I'm like,
makeup.
show me your Pinterest, please.
Exactly. I
Open
do
it
the
up.
same thing. I'm like, show me like your mood board. I need to know like
Yeah.
what we're
So
actually.
I will at least go and ask them if they want like to be more the pinky side or gold, the basic color questions, and I'd go from there.
Have you had anyone request something that was like so outlandish that you were just like, we need to circle back. We need to dial it back. Like anything that was just like a bold lip that was just like, no, like, or it didn't work with them. Cause like me and a bold lip, you better tell me absolutely not, because I've seen that shit. And like, if someone told me I'd be like,
But bold lip for me would be like a red lip. That would be bold.
that's terrifying.
No, it's not.
No, I am not Taylor Swift. I cannot.
I was literally just gonna say
no, me and a red lip. No, I would need to like bleach my teeth for like 6 months.
No, actually, if you use the blue based, we're going off.
I know. Yeah, no.
Blue based
That's fine.
red will
Yeah.
make your teeth more white.
I know.
I can make your teeth. Look white. So, but not really. I've had people that done like remember when that like really dark wine color was out? It was almost like Merlot color, but
Yes.
more on the purple side. I've had a bride request that. She was a little bit older.
On her wedding day.
On her wedding day, it was a sleigh. I really liked it on her because it fit her. Like I never really had.
Did she have like a more olive skin tone?
No, she was actually like pale. Very gothic.
All right, good for her.
I've never really had anything that I'm like, ew, you shouldn't do that. Not that I can remember, at least. Or that I'm like, ew, that's
Okay, as a makeup artist, because me as a photographer, I've definitely felt this way. Have you ever looked at a bride and like seen how they've decided to do their hair for their wedding day, and you're just like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Oh yeah. But I've never really like I
mean, you can't say anything about that, obviously.
of
But like, you're just like, oh, this was the final decision.
what in the 90s when the 90s hairdo is that?
Even the slick back bun, like it's not meant for some people. I don't care if it's the trend.
No.
My God.
Like,
Why?
I have maybe had a few of the hairstylist friends. But they're always bomb, like amazing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never really been like, oh my God, that sucks. Like I'm always like, hell yeah, I can't wait to work with you because I know that
You know
us
it's
two
gonna be
together,
good.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been like, what the fuck?
I have like, or I've just
their
never,
face, at
never
least.
never been like, what the fuck, but just been like, oh my God, like
Could be better.
your hair was so much better for your engagement
Natural.
session.
Yeah. Or like your hair could be pretty.
And I understand, like, sometimes people want a completely different look for their wedding day, which
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of what I did. But I'm just like, okay.
Sure.
You do
If
you, boo.
If you like it, I like it.
But if you feel more comfortable that way, I'm always shocked when like I see multiple pictures, engagement session, all this stuff, and their hair is like one type of way, and then it's like so
Yeah.
polar opposite
Yes.
on the wedding day. And I'm like,
Yes.
what?
What I
Did you just lose your entire identity? Like what just happened? So, okay. So yeah, I'm not the only one that like sometimes is like,
Yeah. I mean, I probably won't tell them because if they
No, I'm not gonna tell-
like you like it,
Yeah, good. You
I
feel
like
good.
it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Perfect. Oh, excellent.
Great.
Okay, let's see.
Can you see my feet if I stretch them out? Are they dirty?
They're not dirty, but I can definitely see them. But I can crop in if you want to stretch out.
Stretch out for a minute.
I'm like, no free feet.
Ow.
Okay, let's see. Okay, during. You're so annoying. How do you manage client expectations and or handle a last minute change or request? Like especially on a wedding day where there's like a time crunch. Like how do you get a lot of like, oh, well, actually, I've been staring at myself in the mirror for the whole rest of the time. And like, I actually don't like this. Like, what's your cutoff? Like, what's your like, okay, like,
I kind of will, after they've done their whole makeup, and I say, it's not, if you do not like it, it really is not going to hurt my feelings. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would rather you tell me now.
how often does that happen?
Not very often.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
not very often. Maybe like here and there, like maybe I don't like the eyeliner as much, but I always try to do like less eyeliner first.
Yeah,
and then I
start
can
off
build up
light.
from there, so I'm not screwing myself in the long run.
Yeah.
So, I try to like give them that confidence. Like what you're gonna say is not gonna hurt my feelings because
Right.
it's not my day.
Yeah.
It's your day.
And it's not your
And
face.
you're paying for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So you want to
right.
be, I want you to be happy. And like sometimes, I mean, at least not to my face. Nobody's ever been like, I hate this makeup. Like
Yeah.
it looks bad, maybe behind my back, but then that's not really my fault because you didn't bring it to my attention.
Right.
And like, then it's almost like if you go to a nail salon and you're like, I would rather them chop my fingers off than
say
change
that
the
they
nail color.
fucked it up. Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe it's like that. I don't know. But I always handle it with very demure, very classy,
very mindful.
And if they want to change something, not a big deal.
Yeah.
To me,
Okay.
I'm really easygoing as far as that. I'm all like, oh, fuck this bitch. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
ruin my timeline.
how dare you? Yeah.
How dare you want a little darker on your eyes?
Yeah. I mean,
I love.
I am trying to
You want to change it? I want to change it.
fair. Well, yeah, because you just want them to be happy
Yeah.
with what they're asking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had some horror stories though. When at least like
I was gonna say,
this is off topic, but what's your question?
I was gonna say, well, can you share a particularly challenging or rewarding client experience?
Well, some challenging things where I'm like, I have ADHD or ADD, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I
one of
will-
the two.
I will maybe both combined.
Yeah.
I
New
would
version.
I would
Variant.
a hairbrid.
Yeah.
A hairbrid.
Hybrid. A hair
So
braid.
I would go and I would always prepare the night before or the morning of, get everything cleaned and ready and perfect. Like I'll clean before when I bring all this stuff home from a regular client, but then the next time I'll extra clean it.
Yeah.
And I'll forget things here and there. I forgot like a whole set of brushes one time, and I'm like, and I was almost to the hotel, and I was like, I had to go back to like a Publix or a CVS or something and stop. So I was a little bit late, so that's like my worst nightmare. It's like almost like you walk on stage and you're in your underwear and you're naked practically.
Yeah.
It's like that's like the feeling I got. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's like everything's really an easy fix. Like
Yeah.
it's a minor inconvenience, but rewarding. I don't know. I've met so many, like I love like the mothers because they always are so like they have so much wisdom and so nice. And I love
Yeah.
like when I get like repeat clients
that
like,
come back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like when they're like, I truly feel so beautiful, or like my most rewarding thing is when they've gotten, no offense to any other makeup artist, but when they've gotten their makeup done before and they don't trust somebody else, and I like bring the confidence to them
Yeah.
to like trust a makeup artist again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that happens in photography too.
yes,
That's
especially
definitely a
for
thing.
you.
Yeah.
Like you're freaking amazing.
Stop. That's
No, literally.
not what we're talking about. Anyway,
You're gonna film my funeral. Photograph it.
You know what's fucked up is I've also had one other person, I took a photo of them and they were like, I've told my husband and my mom that if I die, that's the photo that's going in my eulogy and being in a
Literally.
frame at my funeral. And I said, that is the most fucked up, but nicest thing anyone has
you.
ever said to me. I was like, okay. Yep. I was like, I'm going to sit on this one for a little bit. We'll circle back.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was wild.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be like, yes.
I was like,
I'm weird.
I mean,
Okay.
we all die, right?
So I actually wanted, before I became my job now as a 911 dispatcher, I wanted to do makeup for like mortuary makeup. Is that how you say it?
Ooh,
Oh my God. I was
like funeral home
they
stuff.
don't talk back.
Oh yeah, dude. I get that.
I'm just kidding.
No, I actually
But
feel
for real.
that deep in my soul.
So-
like they can't say shit.
But you have to go through a whole nother school to go through that. You have to go to like mortuary school, I think is what
Yeah.
it is. Because you need to know the whole, because everything that is like,
It reacts differently.
exactly,
And like
your skin
yeah.
is like waxy almost, I guess, when you die. And like they put all those fluids inside of
Embalming
you,
fluid.
yeah, to make you, plump again. So
Look alive while you're not alive.
like, you know how sometimes like, I guess that your eyes will stay open maybe, and they use like this glue to like
Yeah,
staple
so that-
you down.
Well, that's why like you see in movies, like when people are dead, their eyes are still open. They will stay open. Like the reflex of the muscle is to stay open.
Yeah. So after that, I'm like,
That's why a lot of
good.
babies like will sleep with their eyes like half open because that
God.
muscle isn't as strong.
oh God.
Nope.
When Sergio was little, he was sleeping, and I'm just checking him in the middle of the night. I'm like,
You're like, bro, are you possessed? Hello?
Satan,
Hello?
be gone.
Holy water. No, dude. Oh my God. The babies are like definitely in touch with that
Yeah.
realm. So he probably was interacting with something. Okay. Anyways, okay. If you could only have 5 items in your makeup kit,
Ooh. Should
What?
we bring
what you're like, hang on, let me go get it.
go get my bag 'cause I have 5 in there right now.
Yeah. What are 5 like if you like
I have to find this.
can only, if you could only choose 5 things,
So, okay.
what would they be?
As I've gotten
I
older,
feel like my entire face is only 5 things. What I do at least.
yeah, I mean, today I've beefed myself up on camera, but my day to day, I really don't wear a lot anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause I sit at a desk all day.
Yeah, of course.
So my 5 things,
Makeup is expensive.
ever since I've gotten old, I'm 36. I am old.
No, you're not.
I know. I'm gonna look back at this when I'm like 90.
Yeah.
You are an old bitch.
Damn, you look good.
So skincare has gotten like a really important routine for me. I don't really do too much crazy stuff with my skin, but I will say a good serum, always a good serum, because my skin's dry.
Okay.
So-
I'm the opposite. My skin is way too oily.
Really. So, but you won't be wrinkly.
I still have to get Botox, so I don't believe that.
My Botox
I'm too
has run out right now.
I'm too expressive.
So I would say skincare, specifically for me at least, the serum.
yeah.
A good mascara. Mascara, you really don't have to buy expensive. I feel like I can make a cheap mascara work.
Oh
really
yeah. I don't need an expensive
good.
mascara.
So if an eyeliner, I'm sorry, a
mascara.
mascara and an eyelash curler combined as one item, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's eyelashes.
So
Yeah.
those two combined as
Yeah.
one. So serum, mascara, and I would say an eyebrow. Always an eyebrow. But lately I've been loving this. I think it's NYX. It's like the lash glue. Because you know how the
Lash glue or eyebrow glue?
lash glue. Oh, sorry.
I'm like, girl, you ain't putting lash glue
Let me start over.
in your eyebrow.
So I would say eyebrow glue from NYX.
Okay.
I think that's what the brand is. It's eyebrow glue or something.
Yeah.
But you know how everybody had like the laminated brows? I never really liked that. My brows are tattooed, so it looks
I never did it. Yeah.
stupid. I look like Sonic the Hedgehog. In my
I
brows.
looked insane. I was like, I look evil, but okay. Yeah.
Stuck in a windstorm.
Yeah.
So I will use that at least to keep my brows in place throughout the day.
Yeah.
And add like a brow pencil. Another thing now that I've been really liking is Elf. It's their glow. Gosh, I need to find names of these things. I'm so out of the loop now with this makeup world.
I barely even buy makeup anymore.
Let me see.
I just get stuff off TikTok shop.
Well, anyways, it's something a glow to the face now.
Okay.
Something that'll give you like a little something that you can just throw on, kind of like a serum or like a BB cream, whatever they used to call it.
a BB cream.
So something like that I dab on my face. But is that how many was that?
4. You're at 4.
And
so one more.
a lip liner.
Ooh, lip liner. Because then you can
Specifically
like
Sora
spread
from
it
MAC,
out on your, yeah.
That's what I have on, but I have on a little lipstick too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No
I guess.
Hey, well,
I got a minus one. I guess if we're talking makeup only,
yeah.
cut the serum.
Okay.
Concealer.
Yeah.
Concealer.
Okay.
Concealer.
Yeah, because
good glow.
I don't consider
Oh, I
skin.
like blush too.
Yeah, well, only 5.
Can we redo my list? Okay.
Yeah, go.
A blush.
Yeah.
Like a cream blush I've been liking lately, like the Selena Gomez's line.
Oh, the Rare Beauty. I
Yes,
love. That's what I
yeah,
use.
so I've been using that, and I'll do like a little powder on top of it. But a good blush, something glowy, some brow gel, lip liner.
Yeah.
What else did I say? mascara.
Yeah.
That's all you
Okay,
really
that's
need.
that's like a fresh face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's been my go-to routine now, even on my days that I'm off.
Yeah. Well, just makes you feel like you did something.
Yeah. I'm like put together and not like a crackhead.
Right. Like decrepit.
Walking with my
Yeah,
child.
Beetlejuice
My
looking
child
ass.
will always look pristine. Though.
Oh, yeah, no,
I always
he's
make
so-
him look cute.
Him and his little outfits.
I can look fine, but I'm sorry, I can look like a crackhead.
Yeah, he'll look good.
As long as he'll look fine.
Okay, let's see.
Am I getting off topic?
No. What advice would you give to someone aspiring to enter the makeup industry
Ooh.
as like a makeup artist for, I guess, weddings? Sure.
You have to really promote yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that I really didn't do. I could have probably been a celebrity makeup artist, but I didn't put myself forward like that because I didn't want the responsibilities.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I know I probably could have made great money doing it, but also at the same time that comes more money becomes more
Pressure, responsibility.
exactly. And I'm like, I really don't want that. And I was content with where I am, but that's why I stopped because I had to push myself to do more, especially having a baby,
Well, yeah.
having to live on my own. So I needed something to make me more money.
Yeah.
That comes not easy, but as like I don't have to try so hard as far as promoting myself.
Oh, yeah. When you're
Especially
like
the
small
algorithm
business
these
like that.
days.
Yeah. It's everything relies on social media, but social media is literal trash. So it's like you're doing all this work for 5 people to see it. But anyways.
I didn't really ever promote myself as far as makeup. I was more of word of mouth. So I did a couple people's makeup and I
Word of mouth is honestly where it's at.
Yes, I didn't have to spend a dime on anything as far as
Marketing or advertising.
So
Yeah.
I did a lot of clients from Mac, and I would give them even if they weren't supposed to give them my phone number so that way they can contact me, and then it would go from there. And I did my local friends, and I would say like not to say that like I'm this badass makeup artist, but I would say I was pretty well known in the area.
Absolutely.
So it was like me and a couple of the girls that were well known as far as I knew.
Yeah.
So that I really didn't have to do much.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. So it's more, it's just like you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Practice because really like even now I haven't done a lot of makeup lately. It's I feel like I've lost my touch. It's really not like riding a bicycle.
Well, because the trend changed.
Exactly.
The technique is still there, but the trend is different.
I would say because I haven't done like a lot of these TikTok girls are doing these like little inner corner eye. I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. Like I could do it, but like I'm not up to date because I'm not at a counter anymore. So
some of these girls on TikTok, I'm like, you better be
amazing.
I'm like, how long did this one thing? And then they like show the behind the scenes and it's like 18 hours. And I'm like,
I know. I couldn't be
like,
bothered.
you better be making like 5K off that one video. I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, I know, right?
That's insane.
And that's the thing too. Is so when I really got into makeup was like circa 2016 or something when YouTube started.
Right.
So I could have.
Who are your favorite
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
OG? Who are your favorite
God.
OG YouTubers?
So I used to love Manny MUA.
Yep.
I was a Jaclyn Hill stan, but I don't really watch her anymore because
Yeah.
I feel like she's stuck in the past.
Yeah.
I used to watch this girl, Graveyard Girl. She was
Graveyard
my God.
Girl. She was weird as shit, but I loved her.
And I met her before. And
Really?
she was, yes, me and my friend drove up to Orlando to go meet her.
Oh
at
my
her
God.
meet and greet. And it was,
Yeah.
like, before
Didn't she
became-
refer to everything as like the swamp? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
But
Yep.
now, so again, looking at her too, she's probably a little bit older than me and she's still stuck in like her 20s.
Oh
Like,
yeah. No, that's a weird era of YouTube. Like
is.
none of those people have outgrown those personalities that they
No.
started with.
And I think they're also not used to it being so different now. Like TikTok's in trend and
They're hanging on for dear life. They're
yes,
like scraping
the
at
skin
the
of their
yeah.
teeth.
Oh my God, it's really interesting. Yeah, to watch.
I was never a James Charles person though.
No,
He was obnoxious to me. I mean, maybe
Jeffree Star. You
loved.
Didn't
Love.
he post one of your looks?
did, and
I remember that.
He did, yeah, because I had gotten some one of his like new highlighters. And it was like a minty.
Yeah. I remember that.
I was like, I thought that was the best thing ever. I was reposting.
I remember seeing it on his feed and being like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "I know her.
You're like-
she did my wedding makeup. Like, what are you talking about?"
And it was great too. But then I got some of those mean comments.
Oh,
which
of course.
That's the thing about being on.
Dude.
I would cry.
Oh my God.
Nowadays, I would say now I'm very.
Oh, but back then, I'd be sobbing.
I mean, too. I'd like
Sobbing.
you'd have to Baker Act me.
Check on me, please. Like,
Wellness check.
I'm trying to think of who else I watched that
No.
I
I was gonna say, who did you like?
I mean, all those people. I watched Jaclyn Hill,
Yeah.
Manny MUA.
Did you ever watch
He was
Tati?
Yes, Tati Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually just watched. She recently did a podcast with another Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, she's weird now.
Yeah, she's like in a
She
cult or
thinks
something.
the earth is flat.
No, yeah, I know, but she has like a podcast, and she just started like the second episode was with Tati, and she actually talks about like the Jeffree Star, James Charles, like all
I'll
that
have to
drama
listen to
that she had with them.
I'm like, I hate drama. Let me go
like,
watch it.
Ooh, okay. No, but I
our
remember
YouTube
like
ways.
all of that. But so like Jaclyn Hill, I definitely watched.
You know who was my first one I've ever watched was Wayne Goss. Do you remember him? He was like
That
my
sounds so familiar.
first YouTuber that I've ever watched, and he was like a professional makeup artist.
You know who else I used to watch when she was that was mean of me to emphasis on the she. Gigi Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I watched her for
When
a little
she
bit.
was doing like makeup, like just
Yes,
makeup, not when
yes.
she was like, I mean, she was trans, but not when
Yes.
she was like her entire identity was not a trans influencer. Like she was
Leave
just
Brittany
doing
alone. Was that the same person?
No, that's someone totally
Oh,
different.
he's trans now too.
Yes,
Yeah.
but and then also I watched. Oh my god, it was just there. It was just here, and that's
Your tongue.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This was like around the time like it was like all the makeup channels mixed in with like me binge watching Jenna Marbles.
Oh my
It was
god.
like that.
Tell me how. Please, Jenna Marbles, come.
Oh, dude, I beg every episode. I'm like, please come back to me.
I mean, Julian's on.
I know.
online, but Jenna, I think she's.
Anytime he gives
we
like
miss
a
her.
tidbit of information, I'm like, give it to me.
Or like you like seeing her
it's
trying
like
to see if
3
she's in the
seconds and I'm like,
background.
fuck.
You know they got married.
Yeah, no, that was the last one I saw where he shared the photos. I was
Yes.
like,
I know. She was bullied so
Shoulda
much
called
that
me.
she. Yeah. Here's my card.
yeah, right. No, it's actually the first episode that we recorded. I like looked at the camera. I was like, please come back for me. As if that makes a difference. But oh my god, I'm trying. I did watch Raw Beauty Christie for a while.
I saw her, but I don't think I ever really got into her.
I had a hard time getting into her because I couldn't. I don't know. Like if someone doesn't have, which this was another thing I struggled with makeup artists on YouTube, is like I loved everyone's makeup skills, but I could never find someone. Oh, Samantha Ravindall, like the SSS. It was like
oh,
Samantha.
yes. I think I know who
So
you're talking
she
about.
designed the lashes that I wore on my wedding day, and they were named Samantha. She like did a collab.
Okay,
she was
yes.
from Canada.
Okay,
She's
yes.
Canadian or whatever. She was like the only one that I could actually like watch, and it just so happened she had the same name, but she had the same skin type as me. I could never find
Yeah.
influencers that ever had oily skin.
Yeah.
there was like two, and there was another girl like Casey something, and she had like oily skin, so I'd watch those. But then I would find makeup influencers that were in like the UK, but I like couldn't get past the accent, but they had like my skin type, and I was just like,
UK makeup nowadays is a different breed.
oh, it's terrifying.
I'm like,
some of it is so wild. I'm like,
yes, like
why are you wearing
brown,
15 pounds?
brown, white. I don't know.
Butthole lips.
It's just not. It is not my style.
No, it's
whatsoever.
not.
Which they probably look at me and be like, "That bitch ain't my style either."
Right?
So screw you. Whatever the
Fair.
accent is.
I'm like, hang on. I know there's a fucking,
There is one. So
there's
you know,
someone I'm missing.
speaking of like trans, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Tutorials.
Oh, yes, that was someone. I
I-
did not know that shit until that shit got
Clocked.
exposed. Like when she got blackmailed. That's why she came out to talk about it. I was like, shut.
I had no idea.
We would have never known.
So me and my friend Jess met her one day. We literally stood in line for her like little meet and greet that she
got
had
the list.
with
Yeah.
one of the, I don't know, she came out with like some highlighter or something. So we stood in line, we're like, let's meet her. So I started painting my jacket.
Huge human, tall as fuck.
So tall. My mom's like, you didn't know that was a man. I was like,
you're
no. I was like, what? And I was like, no way. So,
Yeah.
but the nicest person I've ever
yeah.
met. But I will say, I don't know if maybe she gets a lot of PR packages and like, so we stood in line.
10,000%.
So
yes.
I painted her a jacket.
Uh-huh.
Thinking-
Oh, I remember.
Remember that?
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, this is not when I was actually good at doing the jackets. It's
Yeah.
'cause I had just started. So I brought her one and she's like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I'm like, me and my friend just staring at her
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's so nice. And like, she's like, oh, okay, definitely. Like, and she put it to the side and I like never saw her wear it or anything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That does suck.
But I get it.
But then there's like so many people that are doing that same thing.
Exactly. But I'm like, should I not even wasted my time?
No, so I would think, okay, granted, I'm not an influencer, but I've had like a client give me like a a little bracelet that has like a camera charm on it or something like that.
Yeah. Never wore it.
I have
Are
it.
you saying that I suck?
No, but I don't wear it because one, like it, I don't wear silver
And it's not-
like
it's
that,
not
but
your
like
style.
it doesn't go with anything, but
Yeah.
I still have it. It was like meaningful to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe she
Yeah,
hung
I
it
mean-
up somewhere, kept it in a little.
I
Like,
can imagine all
stand
those
memorial.
influencers have like 4 closets in their
Probably.
house, like designated to like stuff that people have given them.
and I get it now.
There's
And
like,
I'm over it.
yeah, no, I
I've
definitely,
moved past it, but I was very sad in the beginning because I didn't really know how that PR stuff worked.
yeah.
I was like, oh, she'll just show
I
my
can't
jacket.
believe-
Like,
I
I'm
cannot
not.
believe I didn't even think of this bitch. She was like my favorite one. Desi Perkins.
Oh, I never. I
and
knew her,
Katie.
but I didn't watch them.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know why.
I don't know. I don't look like that. I don't have olive skin.
Yeah.
I'm not Spanish, like nothing, but I like just loved watching her.
I think it was like that was like our TikTok back in the days. Like I could watch YouTube
Yeah.
videos for hours on end.
Kathleen Lights. Did you watch her? She was in Miami. She
She's
lives
a
in
little
Miami.
Spanish girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't watch her, but now I see her randomly on some videos.
Oh yeah, she still like pops up here
Yes,
and there. My favorite, which I've actually, doesn't make any sense because she's like literally looks nothing like Amra Olivec Amrizi.
Oh, so I never really like was into her.
Well, she doesn't do tutorials. She's literally just an influencer,
No,
but she
it's
does like
like the-
bomb makeup.
Yes.
Like, yes.
So one time, Jeffree Star posted a picture, like a group picture. I think it was Manny Way, him and the Amrezy girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he like was beefing with her at the time, but she did not look like herself whatsoever. And I was like, oh my God, how dare you do that to her? I don't know if it's just a bad flashback
Yeah.
or something, but like,
Oh no, she used to do like heavy underneath, and it was like, yeah.
Yes. I never really watched or like followed her.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Crispy. I remember.
Oh,
her.
I liked her. Yeah, Crispy.
Jackie Ina. I didn't watch any black influencers because I'm white as a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, but wow, I'm actually like looking at all their ages.
What are they now?
Desi is 37.
Oh, so it's like our age. Like,
Yeah. Nikki Tutorials is 30. Manny is
is?
33. So he was born the same year as me. Jeffree Star is 38.
love Jeffree.
Jackie Ina is 37. Jaclyn Hill is 34. Yeah. So they're all like that. I mean, that was the era. They were all our age when they were doing it. And that's why we were so obsessed with it.
Yes.
We were like, wait, this could be us, but we're lazy.
Yes.
Or this could be us, but we don't have a good camera. Or this,
That too.
this could be us and we don't know how to edit.
I'm pretty sure I've tried to do a YouTube video and I was
Oh,
like, you were like,
dude.
why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you do YouTube? I'm like,
It's not.
I don't know how.
Not easy. It's not that easy.
Tell me how I was just looking for like my little microphone to pull down here
You're like
from work.
Oh, from work. Oh,
Because I'll
my
put it up when
God.
I'm talking.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I have like one more for this. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, that's a weird question.
What is it? Bring on the weird.
If you could completely disregard all industry norms and do something completely out of the box, what would it be? And the way that I think about answering this would be like the what the fuck? Oh my God, brain, come back to me. The order that you do makeup, or like, you know how some people will argue, like, how dare you do contour before, like, or like, don't put liquid over powder,
Speaking of
or
contour, I want to add something to my list.
okay.
Oh,
now
yeah,
you need
contour. Stick, yeah.
Okay.
But like one that's very like sheer, like nothing too crazy.
Okay, but could you? Well, no, I guess you can't use your lip liner if you like warmed it up as a contour. Because
You
like,
could technically.
yeah, because I'm like,
You
there
need like
could
something
be
2-in-1.
Yeah, right. Like, and you're like,
could.
well, what if I got that one stick that has the concealer on one side, the contour on the
I've
other?
seen a girl do. I don't know if it's the Asian girl, but she did like brown eyeliner here, and then she took it and like rubbed it. Right
Yeah,
here.
and
so I was like, oh, that's actually kind of genius because some people
yeah.
don't want like they want more of like a subtle, so you just do a little bit and just really blend it out. And
Yeah.
I was like, it works.
Yeah, nose contour is always something I was just.
I was, you know, what I was
absolutely
thinking for that
terrified of.
question. I was
What?
thinking, like, I want my skin blue, like I want like baby blue skin.
Oh my. Okay, Avatar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Or what's like your most controversial opinion about a trend or a beauty standard? Like something that everyone is like,
English makeup. Oh my god, that should not be
Like-
a trend.
what about like, do you remember on TikTok, who is it? Meredith Duxbury that would like literally.
Oh god,
like-
yes. Okay, that's so fake. Like,
Well, for sure.
yeah, but people are like, how does it make her skin look so good? I'm like, are you dumb? Like, she edits it, she takes
Yeah.
it off, and then she does it
Right.
normal.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
I guess so. Yeah, you could almost like wish that that was being
I wish the-
exposed. Or like how Michaela, whatever the fuck, Lashgate, whatever, where she like got
Mascara gate.
Yeah, Mascara Gate, where she got hired by L'Oreal and then
Yes.
she like, it was very obvious that she added
Yes.
in wispies.
Yes.
Like as a
Yes,
makeup
yes, yes.
as a makeup artist, like when you, I'm sure it's easier for you to see that it's bullshit, or like all of these like sponsored things, like we won't keep this in there, but like where I've done like photo shoots for Monica and I know damn well she wasn't taking that supplement for 90 days.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, you know, like in that industry.
Oh yeah, people fall victim to it. Like
It's
something
crazy.
because you're like, oh, it's my favorite influencer,
And
they're
social
doing
selling is fucking nuts.
Yes.
And that
Oh.
product can be trash.
Yes.
Absolute trash. I've fallen for it.
Same. And I mean, you hope to the good of the person that they would actually not
Yeah, they lie.
promote something exactly. Promote
They just
something
want
that's
money.
literal trash.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you see like especially TikTok ads nowadays.
It's so bad.
You know what side of TikTok I'm on? The Chili's triple dipper. You know how many times I ordered that this month?
I just got off of the triple dipper. If I see one more fucking mozzarella pull, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
And then the new Nashville hot. It is September 9th. I've ordered Chili's like 3 times this month already and that's why I've gained 10 pounds.
Like that's why my hips
Why
feel
am
like
I
this.
so big right now? No.
Oh my
But
god, dude! I could fuck up some chilies though any day of the week. That shit's so good.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's so bad for you, but so
No,
good.
Chili's queso.
Oh my god,
Although it's not, I feel like it's not, I had it recently. It's not as good as it used to be.
no.
But anyways,
No.
I would say beauty trends as far as like people not, they're expecting like perfection. Obviously nobody's perfect, but you have to realize like nobody accepts themselves anymore and every girl looks the exact same. Nobody's unique anymore as far as like the beauty.
Oh yeah,
Like the
especially like
influencers.
girls that are getting work done to like all
Yes.
look exactly
Everybody looks
the same.
Everybody looks like Kim Kardashian. While Kim Kardashian's beautiful, like embrace your own uniqueness. I mean, coming from me, who's got a nose job, boob job.
Yeah, but you
But
still like seeing
I still look
old
like
photos of
myself.
you still look like you.
Yeah.
Like you don't look different.
And
you like
I don't want to change myself like
that much.
How I am.
Yeah.
Some days when I'm in my what is it, luteal phase.
Oh yeah. I still am
That's
like
a new thing.
still trying to read about
When is
all that
it?
shit. Yeah, it's like
I mean, I will agree. By the end, when I'm about to get my period, I am butt ugly.
oh, I'm like, no,
who
don't
is
even
that
fucking
ogre in
look
the
at me.
mirror?
Yeah, I'm like, don't even just give me a steak.
Please.
Put a steak under the door and be on your way. Thank you. Okay, let me think from my standpoint with a do you
What do you want to see like less of in the beauty industry?
less of
Yeah.
the overly glowy skin?
Yeah. The grease.
Oh my god, you stop with the glazed donut.
But
For
I
your
feel like-
nails, sure. For your skin on your wedding day, like especially in Florida,
Oh yeah. You're already gonna have that natural glow from
you
this
don't
humidity.
unless you have like desert skin,
Yes.
like lizard skin.
Yes.
A little like glow is fine, like do like an underbase of the glow, but like you don't need to add like, and it's not even highlight that I'm talking about, like not even highlighter. It's like straight up, like we've had a few brides that I'm just like, I'm doing everything to avoid
Krispy
that, like
Kreme.
avoid that type of skin. Cause my skin will do that naturally with like
Yeah.
nothing on it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'd rather die. Like, but, and people also don't realize like for video, that doesn't look that good.
No.
Like unless you literally are going for like, I just put suntan oil on and I'm walking in the sun and you want that glisten.
yes, yes.
But like sometimes it's too much.
And it shows texture. Like if
yes,
your
it
skin
does.
is not perfect and you want to do, you're going to look like that. What's that candy bar I saw that's got like a little bumpies and
Oh my
you
God.
just put the you put the little highlighter on top. It's going to accentuate it. So it's almost like, thankfully, I will say that as far as like the highlighter where like people are like, oh my
That trend has died out.
Yes,
And I'm very happy about it because I don't like highlighter. I have very textured skin and I have big pores. So
And I
like
have, like-
I avoid it unless it's in my blush already.
Yes.
Then I'm okay with it.
Yes, because then it's like a glow all over, which I was a victim to the glazed donut trend.
Oh, everyone was. I had pictures where like it was like a fucking like the end of my nose. I'm like
A beam of light.
I'm like, what is going on? And like under the eyebrow, like the
Yes.
massive, like I would just be like, like right there. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay,
See,
that's
the
fine.
thing too is sometimes I feel like I'm like, if when I start doing makeup again, I go fall back on my old
Oh, yeah.
techniques. I'm like, well, they probably don't like that. Like this really like white highlighter underneath.
I mean, I still do that. I'm like, oh, if I do eyeliner, it has to be winged.
I can't do
Doesn't.
I have hooded eyelids, so
I'm just like, oh my God. But
I
no,
look up and it disappears.
definitely the overly glowy skin. With photo, I can fix it. And that's what people don't realize. But
Yeah.
like video, there's not really any fixing that.
No.
And then
I would say I would agree. Like the overly glowy, the
and this
Overly
doesn't even have to,
contoured.
it doesn't even have to do with makeup. Like, and I think it's dying out. And like, I see more and more people getting like filler dissolved. But I've had like, I look at some people and I'm just like,
too much.
you need better friends.
Well, it's also because the girls will go like me. I get filler in my lips and I love it, but I always will wait till at least it's died down just a
Right.
little bit, and then I'll fill them back up again. But
Right.
people go like
They do it on
every
top of it,
couple
on top of
months.
it, on top of it. And I'm like, at least dissolve the old shit first to
it-
like reshape.
and
Oh
it-
my God.
I feel like it really does not dissolve all the way. They say it dissolves, but no. So
No, it
I recently got, I would say maybe like 7 years ago, I got under eye filler thinking it would help like the wrinkles
With
under
the
my
bags,
eyes.
yeah.
It did not help. What
Migrated
filler does not even migrate. Filler like it
clumps.
pulls water from your skin because it's supposed to plump and hydrate, I guess.
Yeah.
So whatever was here, he injected it, and they go like this. So it's the tear trough they're injecting. It's not really something that
terrifying.
was benefiting me.
Yeah.
So oops.
You're fine.
So it would go. I would wake up so puffy in the morning. I'm like, I'm miserable. I look like I got like a allergy attack or something. So my eyes were really swollen. I hated it. So eventually I got it dissolved. But a few months back, I got my recent Botox. She's like, I was like, do you have something that I can do for the wrinkles under my eyes? And she's like, yeah, you should try this Botox that they inject right under your eye. I'm like, okay, whatever. When I tell you, that was the worst decision I could ever make because it reactivated whatever filler was there, made me swollen again. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I look like I got beat in the face and I had to
So
go.
it never went away. That filler
went
was
away.
still chilling
Yeah,
there.
so I had to go back and get it dissolved again. But don't ever do filler on or Botox under your eyes because I was blind when I would go outside. I'm walking out. I'm like, you can't
You can't close your eyes all the way.
You can't like wince like
yeah.
awful.
Oh my God, that sounds
I was,
terrifying.
blind.
Yeah, no. With makeup, have you? So I mean, you're touching people's faces all the time, and like I feel like more often than not, you're probably getting people that have had procedures, filler, like things done.
yeah.
I'm sure you obviously get your fair share
yeah,
of like
a lot,
natural, but more, especially in Palm Beach, like
Yes.
it's most people like. Have you ever been like doing makeup and you're just like, there's no way to not make this person look like a clown, like, or where it's been like so bad that it's just like, oh honey,
Luckily,
like,
no.
see, that's shocking because I've seen like some wedding guests and I'm like, oh
Awful.
honey, oh my God, like
know
you're
this-
not even like, there ain't blood in your body anymore, it's just filler.
Remember
Like,
when the trend was like going on when people would take the shot glasses and suck their lips
Yeah.
in the shot glass?
but now that's what all those people look like.
Yes.
Like because it all got
And
stuck.
it feels like when I do girls' makeup, I'll
Okay,
feel
that was
it
my next
sometimes.
question.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
can you feel
yeah.
like where things are like messed up?
and it's almost like they're blind to it. So I don't judge. Like it is.
Yeah, of course.
You do you, but you can feel it. And like even sometimes I'll feel like the older ladies under the like here
like
and
balls
I'm
up.
like, yes. And I'm like, okay, that's weird, but
Yeah, I remember when Jeffree Star, when he had to get it like cut out of his lips because
Oh,
he
yeah.
had like botched filler where it was almost like cement, like
silicone.
or silicone was not cement.
because it's I guess cheaper to do that and it
So
lasts.
it would like
forever.
ball up and then it would like press up against the teeth. And I was,
Ugh.
but I see that shit all the time. And like, I'll Photoshop it. Like if it's like a bridesmaid or something, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh honey, let me help you.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Then they're like, I look great.
but then I'm like, oh my God, where are your friends?
I know. But then again, maybe they've told them like, hey, you look a little crazy.
Oh,
but they just don't
I've
listen.
had a friend, I will beep out her name, but like Crystal in Austin, one time she went and got like filler and Botox and she like, and her husband doesn't know that she gets like filler and Botox and she doesn't do it all the time. She'll do it like when they have extra money and like he won't
I hate
notice.
when they're like, my husband doesn't let me do it. Fuck your husband.
Well, no, like that, but
do
that's
what
like
you
her
wanna do.
situation. Now, meanwhile, David and I go and get Botox together. We're like, let's fucking
wait,
go.
David gets Botox.
Hell yeah. Like he doesn't look like that at 40 for no reason.
I was gonna say it. You know when he said he was 40 today, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, he looked good before, but now he was
looked
starting to get
great.
like, deep wrinkles. He was like, fix me. We're like,
Ew, David.
I'm like, you're at weddings all the time. You want to look younger? He's like, yes.
I
But
love it.
she like came back one time and like, she's a fucking sucker. Like she's one of those people, she goes in for just Botox and they convince her to get lip filler, cheek filler, chin
no, I'm
filler.
not like that.
Oh no.
Like I'm here for an oil change and that's it.
She can't say no. Like, so she went for,
My bank account says no.
that's what she should have done. But she like comes back with her lips filled. She had like her cheek, like her
no.
cheekbones.
The cheek
and
is awful. If you do it wrong, you look like Olaf.
I literally looked at her and I was like, what the fuck did you do? And she's like, my face is really swollen. I go, Crystal, this is beyond swollen. Her son literally looked at her or no, it might have actually, it was either her son or her husband. They're both named Austin. So, and they were like, why do you look like an alien? Because like it was like obvious, but
Yeah.
she was like, oh, I think I'm having like a slight reaction to like a face cream or something.
no,
And he
no.
bought it. He was like, oh yeah.
That's because men are dumb.
Oh my God, they're so dumb. But yeah, I just always wondered, like, you must be able to like feel it. I'm the person like when someone goes and gets their lips done, I'm like, does a blowjob feel different? And David's like, that's your question? I'm like, yes, because I like my lips.
You've gotten your lips done?
No.
Okay.
So like my lips, like, sorry, Dad, if you listen, because I know he listens to this. Like, you're giving a blowjob for a little bit, your lips start to hurt. So I can't imagine like filler, like moving around.
so-
like I feel like I don't know. I've hit that. This thing has been bouncing like
So
nonstop.
I feel like when I've gotten my lips done before, the initial beginning, you feel like you have an inner tube on your lips. It's very hard. Like it's almost like I can't even like go like that or something.
Yeah.
It's very stiff. It almost
Yeah.
feels like you just literally you have like a ring in there or something.
Right.
So I can only imagine.
That's what I'm like.
What does it feel like?
I'm like,
Is it better?
but then like guys, like like when you're making out with someone or kissing someone and they like bite your lip a little bit, like I'd be like, don't. Like I also feel that same way about like a boob implant. I'm like, what if you like lay on it too hard? Is it gonna pop? Like I have fears
have
of
you
like
seen- have
someone being pregnant and then like accidentally rolling on their belly, like or something, and I'm
yeah,
like, baby's
yeah.
dead. Like that's how my brain works. Like I just have this fear that it's immediately gonna go so bad because you altered something.
But so is it what is that called? Intrusive thoughts?
Oh,
So
that's beyond. Yeah.
I have horrible intrusive thoughts. And ever since I had Sergio, bad.
Worse,
Where
yeah.
it's like almost like I would be in the middle. So I'd be like, I'm driving or something and I'm like, Sergio's in the back.
You're like, I could just be.
No, it's not even that. It's like I start picturing scenarios. Like I'm like, I don't even know how I'm driving right now because my mind's playing a
Oh,
movie.
you're an autopilot.
Yes.
Yep. And you're just do. Oh, I do that all the time.
I'm like, haha, I'm driving and I'm like looking over and I'm like, oh, okay, well, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden I'm like, what if my car like starts to catch fire? So I start to think of like, okay, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to pull over on the side of the road.
Anxiety is a
What if
beautiful thing, isn't
What
it?
if he like, I have to get him out first or I have to get myself out first? Or what if I like go and fall into this lake? Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Oh, that's me every day. Like if David doesn't, like if he's paragliding or something and he doesn't text me back within 30 minutes, I'm texting again and now I'm checking his location and making
you're
sure
like-
that it's moving.
You see his location in the ocean.
Oh, it's
he's not
once it was like
answering.
way out past the pier. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like you shouldn't. And I'm like calling and he's like on his watch and he's like, what do you want? Like, and you hear the
Just checking
fan,
to
like,
see if
and I'm
you're
like,
not
oh, okay,
dead.
you're alive. And then I just hang up and I'm like, I've already planned your funeral. I've already in my head called 3
Yes.
people. Like, nope. But anyways, talk about getting off fucking track. Anyway,
Right.
well, that can actually lead us into,
I'm sweating now.
yeah, I know. I told you were going to get hot in that.
I think it's a
Okay.
blankie.
Not
Just crop me.
well, I guess now we can talk about your current job,
Yeah.
which is,
Captain of the ship.
oh God.
No, for real. I like
Yeah, I don't know what that
control all
means,
my
though.
little officers. So I'm in charge of the cruise ship. So all my little minions are on the roads.
She's a 911 dispatch, not a cruise captain.
I'm like, guess my job. So I love my job. It's almost like I am a nosy person. I'm in the middle of the action.
I
up in
listen to
dispatch.
911 calls on YouTube for fun.
I don't
do.
because
Yeah, well, but like I can
live it.
I can understand why like you love like it's
interesting,
interesting.
yeah.
It keeps you on your toes.
And I feel like it's your like they call it the first responder, but I don't really think of it that way. As I feel like it's more of like we're sending you the help that's out there, and we're getting you the appropriate help that you need. Yes, we are the first person to talk to you, and we are the first person to, can I start that over?
Yeah.
I was like,
Go ahead.
I was like, I don't even know where I'm going. Cut.
Well, you were saying that you are the first responder.
So we are let me start there. Okay. So we are the first responders. We're the first person you talk to. We're the light in the darkness of your darkest day. And
yeah,
I feel like we don't get enough credit for it. Because
no one ever talks about the dispatch.
no, it's always which I understand. Like I would not want to be. I don't want to be a police officer. Some people have the dream of being an officer. I just couldn't see myself doing it because I don't want to be out where the people are. It's dangerous.
The people are.
Yeah. I want to see
them dancing.
I don't want to see them dead.
Yeah.
Or get killed.
Or shooting at me.
So so I have a lot of respect for officers. I have a lot of respect for firefighters, all the personnel down there.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. But I always people are like, how do you speak to those people who are having the worst day of their life?
Yeah.
And I just know in my head that I am safe in my little dispatch room. I am there to help calm this person down and get them the help that they need. So it is a hard job, and it's not for everybody.
Does your personal anxiety turn off? Because in my head, I was like, oh, I would love to do something like that, but I don't know if I would be able to separate the panic.
So
you know what I mean?
Beginning, I will say that I would get very anxious with calls because I'm just as nervous as they are when they're calling, and I would literally be typing. I'm shaking.
Everyone's nervous to call 911.
Yes,
It's not like a fun thing.
No,
you're not taught to that it's fun to call 911.
No, and
it's in a bad situation.
Even if I have to call 911 as a 911 dispatcher, I'm still scared.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I call the other day? I didn't call 911. I just called our not emergency line. And I'm like, hey, somebody left this dog in this hot car, and they've been out here for 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
So by the time the officers got there, the car had already left. But even then, I
would have broke the window.
It's a dark blue sedan.
Yeah.
This dog's panting, and I'm like, people call like that. I'm like, okay, we'll send them out there. And I understand it's frustrating to see that, but sometimes it's not a priority.
Oh yeah, there's worse shit. As bad as that sounds, there is something worse happening.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Oh, okay. What motivated you, or what made you come across being a 911 dispatch? Why did you want to become one? Was it just something that you saw and you were like, oh, I could do that? That sounds fun.
So I was having a midlife crisis. I'm like, Mac is not going anywhere. Mac is going downhill.
Yep.
I need something that I'm going to make a career, and I don't want to have to struggle for it. I could still do
you want some stability.
Yes, I still can do my art and my paintings on the side, but I need something that I want to eventually have a family, and not that it worked out to have this wholesome family. I have a child,
but I have a child
that I need to support. So
Yeah.
I needed not that he was here first, but I needed something to start my life and move on and be on my own.
Yeah.
Because I was 33 living with my parents still, because I couldn't afford anything with the makeup money I was making at Mac. It was pennies.
Yeah, minimum wage. You
So-
can't live in South Florida on minimum wage.
So what's that?
It's a light bulb over there. It's just died.
Talking.
Yeah. Hello.
Spirits. So this is all my 911 calls I take. Spirits from there.
Hello.
So I actually, when I was working at the Wellington Mall, I was walking around and I saw all these advertisements for the sheriff's office, and they were hiring for dispatchers. I'm like, I could do something like that. And somebody had, I forget, heard from somebody that they had an online class you can do. I was like, oh, let me take that. I'll look into it, because I feel like that's something I could do. I like helping people, and I feel like I like to as much as I hate people, I like people.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Anyways,
wild.
I looked into it. I ended up taking the class, and it was a 4-month online class, and I really enjoyed it. I passed the class. I actually ended up getting not a grant for it, but some promotion where the class ended up being free, and then I got a free laptop out of it. So I'm like, even if I don't pursue it, it was free.
Yeah, you get a laptop.
Yeah. So then I applied for the sheriff's office, I think twice or something. So when you apply to
I remember because they called me. I was a reference.
I'm like, you're going to be my reference, and you're going to say that I'm
that cop scared the shit out of me. I didn't recognize the number.
I think it's a detective that they call. That calls you.
Yeah, whoever. I don't remember, but I remember it called and
very
it came
serious.
up as where you live, police.
Yeah.
and I missed the first one. And then there was like a voicemail, and it was
Fail.
like, I'm looking to speak with Samantha Farr. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. But, like, completely forgot about you. Like, I was like, yo, what the?
Because I literally needed like your firstborn child. You needed everything
Yeah.
for references. So I'm like, please be my reference.
Yeah, no. And then I called back because I was like, oh shit.
Am
I think that was
trouble?
because of Laura. And I called back, and yeah, like, and I just
What
talked
did
to
they
him.
ask you?
I don't even, it was just it was more, so I was trying to think it's probably like more psychological than I thought it was.
Probably.
But it was just more like character questions. Like,
think
how do you know her? How long have you known her?
Or just making sure I'm not psycho.
Yeah, like all those different things. And I was like, oh, I'm personal friends with her. I'm business friends with her. I recommend her to everybody I know. Like, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, it was the truth. But dude, I even made a joke with him. I was like, you can't be leaving me voicemails like that. He's like, why, are you up to no good? I'm like, no, but my dad's a retired cop and you scared the shit out of me. And he was like, oh, okay, a little bit of trauma there. I was like, yes.
Just a little bit.
Don't do that ever
Sir.
again. He's like, okay, sorry. I'm like,
Brown.
I was like, oh my God.
But yeah, the hiring process is intense because when you first, before you even get an interview, you have to pass this thing called critical. So it's like maybe like a 12-step kind of test that you take. So it's typing, it's seeing if you can multitask, it's map reading, it's a lot of things like that.
That's where I fail.
And I feel like, so I failed like 2 or 3 times. Each time you had to like reapply.
That camera stop recording.
It just did.
Okay, pause.
Okay.
Hang on. I heard it do it.
I was like, all of a sudden it just went black.
Okay.
All right.
We're back.
Wait, let me see. Look at.
Hang on.
Is it supposed to be tracking your eye?
Yeah.
Okay, there it goes.
Sup. Okay.
Recording. Okay.
Cool. Here's is going to. Okay. What the hell were we talking about?
Okay, we were talking about the hiring process.
I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah, you have to take that really intense class or course a test that I failed a bunch of times. Finally, I succeeded and I was able to get through one of them for the police department that I work for now. When I tell you that this whole hiring process, it's like a good 4 months. And in the meantime, I got COVID. So
Oh, God.
during the time that I was supposed to get my interview, I couldn't go. I had to postpone that another 2 weeks or however long the time that you were supposed to
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like
quarantine for.
14 days or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
So you filled out there's like this many pages of like your whole background. So they do a background check on you. They do a polygraph test, which is not really a polygraph test, it's more just like a voice analysis.
Yeah.
So they ask you a bunch of questions, kind of like we're doing now.
Yeah.
And like if you say something like that you're lying about,
Where your voice
they'll
shakes.
catch
or-
it. Yeah. So he's like, all right, you're gonna I'm gonna say, hey, the floor is like, the wall's red, and you're gonna say yes, because I'm like, okay, that's a lie, so they can see my voice.
Yeah. The wavelength.
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
I mean, that was kind of intense, even though I didn't lie for any of it. Like it's still very
I
intense.
mean, that's
It's
still
like,
scary.
It's a like detective that's giving you all these questions. It's already.
It's
you're
also
in an
like,
interview room. Like,
do I trust the technology that much? Like, what if
Yeah.
I really am telling the truth?
Yes.
Like, that's like, I'm an anxious person.
yeah, like yes,
I'm
the
scared.
wall's white, but okay,
Yeah, okay.
So-
yes, that's totally red.
sure.
Whatever you say.
I passed.
I get the job, right?
Yeah, pass with flying colors. So
Right.
it's in the training though, when you're actually on the job training, intense. Also.
Yeah.
It's a good, I think, because I got pregnant in between and in my training, it was longer for me, but it's 6 months, to a year that you're supposed to be training for. So you do phase 1, which is call taking. Phase 2 is call taking and the information channel, which is the channel they do like the background, see if you have a warrant or we've run your driver's license, things like that. When an officer pulls you over, they'll clear over to that channel to make sure you're A-okay.
Yeah.
Then you have your training on your fire channel. So we dispatch for fire and paramedics.
Okay.
So that's that training. So each segment is like 2 months or so.
Yeah.
So maybe a month or so, depending. But it's a lot. Let's be realistic. It probably take more closer to a year and a half. To
Yeah.
learn everything and to be comfortable. Because then the last phase is your police radio, which is like the main radio channel.
All those
where
codes.
you're sending. Yeah, actually, the codes are the easiest part because
my
once you
God.
learn them, it's like a second language. That was the easy.
How
part.
long did it take you to learn them though?
I would would say maybe like 2 months or so. I mean, every once in a while I'd have to look at like my little cheat
Yeah.
sheet.
Okay.
But luckily our computer will say like what the code is, what what it is.
Okay.
But as far as I would say, because there's 2 different types of codes. So there's signals, which is like the type of call that you're putting in or you're going to.
Okay.
So like a signal 20 is a crazy person. So
A crazy person.
that's our code for a crazy person. Like a 10 code, like 10-4, or can you 10-9 that, which is like, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
So those were harder to learn because there's so many, but we only use a specific number.
Yeah.
Like, I think they were showing more than we actually needed to know.
Okay.
So that was overwhelming. But once you got into it and you started using them, then it was fine.
Okay.
Then it came like second nature.
Yeah. Like the memorization.
And like in the beginning, I worked overnight. Those suck. Like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Is that the crazies?
Not even. I feel like it's not as busy, but you do get the more serious calls. Like you get the shootings. You get like
The domestics.
Yeah, like-
after the club, like after a night out. Yeah.
like the crazy drunks at the bar, which we get those during the day though.
Oh yeah. South Florida, no one
We get
works.
drunks, we get domestics, we get
Yeah.
suspicious people. We get a lot of vehicle accidents during the day, and I will say it's like a lot of not dumb calls, but a lot of things that are like they're calling 911 for something that's not an emergency.
Right.
So,
Do you want to explain the difference when you should be calling 911 and when you should be calling a non-emergency hotline?
so I know some people call non-emergency for not actual emergency.
Oh my
thing.
God.
And now we have this prompt thing that you have to go through in order to finally get to the dispatch. So it's like if you're actually calling for an emergency, like if you have a life or death emergency, please call 911.
Yeah.
Also, please know where you are. Or a lot of people don't know where they're at or their address. So it's like imperative.
Can you
that they
look them
know.
up? I mean, like by location with phones, or it just takes longer?
We
I
have this
assume?
thing called Annie Alley. So it's like the number identifier and the location identifier. That will show us who's calling and also shows us your location. But
Is it just
it
a
depends on-
pinpoint
yeah. So it's a ping
Okay.
of your phone, but it's a certain radius. So
Right.
sometimes your
between
cell phone-
towers and stuff like that?
your cell
Okay.
phone sucks. So you'll get hit off this tower. And that's what we call like a phase 1 location. Phase 2 is more of a pinpoint. But even then, it'll show maybe like a 30 feet radius. And there could be like, I don't know, 2 houses in there. We don't know exactly where you are. So you still have to confirm. Say
Right.
if like somebody just shot me, of course, we're going to see the location on the map and we're going to start people over there. So in
Heading that
case,
direction,
like,
yeah.
we'll figure it out from there. Well, at least we get the call in and we get people on their way over there. Officers are on their way over there. But at least
Okay.
I would say on medical calls, anything like life or death, really, if like you have a situation where you actually can't talk, like say if somebody is in your home and it's a home invasion, or if you're with a
Can
significant
people text 911?
yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So if
Yeah.
you're in like a situation where like say you and David are in like cahoots
Yeah.
and he's like you're beating your ass and like
Yeah.
you're like I can't talk on the phone, you can text 911 and you're connected to an operator and we'll write you back and forth.
Does that happen often?
Not as far as knock on wood, like not
Yeah.
real emergencies, but if it's not an emergency, we'll say, can you call us? And if they can't,
Interesting.
then we try. But we get we get a few of those, but it's nothing really too serious yet.
Okay. Yeah, because I know, I mean, I've always like, there's, in the movies, they're under the bed.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
you obviously, like, you can hear them coming down the hallway, but you can't talk on the phone. So it's like, I'm like always screaming at the movie, text them.
Yeah. Yeah.
David's like, this movie was made in 1982. I'm like, okay.
The new movie that's just on Netflix about the guy who's like these officers caught him, took all of his money, his bail money for his brother or something. I don't know, something like that. And these officers were like got tied up, and I'm like, why aren't you calling dispatch? Alert tone yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like movies are not realistic.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But if say if like for instance you are in a situation where you can't talk and you put your phone on and we can hear you, at least keep the phone on you. Because then
Yeah.
we can see, say if you're like got carjacked or something and you're in the car.
Just call 911 and
so
let
we
it
can
just
see your
play.
location.
Yeah.
We'll stay on the phone with you and at least transfer you to the right agency and get you some help.
Yeah.
Like we cover, the majority of our city, and then 95 is the Florida Highway Patrol. So a lot of the vehicle accidents that are on there get transferred over there.
Okay.
So, but it's actually kind of cool because we can look at the cameras that are on 95. So like I said, I like to be nosy. It's literally like reality TV. So I'm like, okay, I put in this accident. I know what's going on my computer, but I can pull it up on the cameras and see what's happening on scene. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, so if someone's phone does this,
Yeah.
does this call 911 or does it automatically?
So
or
it will call 911, and if you do it by accident, I think there's a thing where you can click cancel.
Yeah.
Or just stay on the phone.
I've had a kid call it like while I was
Yes.
nannying, like do it like
Yep.
twice, and like I hear someone on the other end, and I'm like,
Yeah.
But it sounds off.
It's like a beep.
Yeah,
beep or
it does
something,
like this like really obnoxious beat, and I was like, what the? And I like pulled out my back pocket, and I was like,
Yeah.
and then they called me back like 20 minutes later. I was like, okay, well if you're calling in Rhode Island, you're gonna die.
Yeah. That's a long callback time.
Yeah.
We always have to call back right away. Even if we didn't hear anything, we call it back.
Okay.
But the thing is, if you're calling on a Wi-Fi only cell phone, the first couple numbers are going to show is 911. We can't call you back. We call you back, it calls us.
Oh, interesting.
But if you call 911, it's not a end of the day kind of thing. Just stay on the phone. Just say, hey, sorry, it's an accident. My phone dialed. And we'll say, okay, and we just document that you called, and then that's it.
Yeah. If you accidentally do it too many times, you get in trouble.
So we have this thing called the abuse of 911. You could get arrested for it.
My mom used to do that shit.
Really?
Yeah, when she
Your
was
mom
like
a 20, a single 20.
probably. I mean, so much so that the cop showed up one time and my dad
Yeah.
walked outside and he apologized again. He's like, I'm sorry again.
Yeah.
Like, and they
So-
were like, yep, we had to respond.
So that's the thing too, is like if we hear anything, if you're calling a bunch of times, of course we're going to
She
respond.
called because I was on the couch and she didn't want me in the house.
Oh, you know how many people in that center were probably like, okay,
Here
again.
she is again.
Yeah, you're
Karen,
calling a
literally,
911 for
literally.
your daughter being on the couch. That is not an emergency.
That's what they said directly to her face in front of me. And I was just like,
Because so they have this thing called, it's like the abuse of 911 statute or something. So if you're calling 911, abusing the 911 line, you will get arrested for it. They have a charge for it.
wow. Okay.
So now we have this thing where if you are like the people that call and like we know they're abusing the system, we're way too busy to deal with you and we're
Yeah.
dealing with actual emergencies. We can put you on this line that gives you the whole statute. So it reads to you exactly word for word, whatever it is in the Florida law.
You fucking up.
Yeah. So it just stays there. So that's nice because, save the line for people who actually do have
Need
emergencies.
it. Yeah. Okay. So, what does a typical day look like for you, and how do you manage the variety of calls you receive, or like what is the variety on an average day that you would get?
Let me look at my lipstick. My lips are dry. See?
I can't even see that.
Like it's like little.
Oh my god, you psycho! You want this? You want gloss?
No, I think it's just from me yapping.
From Yappin. This and Yap.
It's what is it? Yapitude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, if you're drinking, I'm
today.
smoking.
Okay, take a break. All right. So, my day today. Let's see. You want a regular day, like my work day, 6 to 6, or 6
Yeah.
to 18? Let's see, military time.
Yeah.
So
You do have to speak in military time, right?
Like every time we're on the police main radio, we have to close out the transmission as like, let's say, what time is it right now?
Do you keep your phone in military time now?
No, hell no.
Oh, okay.
I only use it at work. Like right now, it is, I don't even know, what's 10 o'clock, 2200 hours?
Yeah.
It's 2217 right now. So we would say, okay, 10-4, 2217. Like that would be something like,
See, my dumbass is like, oh, that's 2 codes. Cause like, that's not time to me, you know?
yeah. Well, when I would work night shift, it would get kind of confusing because I really didn't know those times. Like right now, like, 1500 hours, 1600 hours, all that's normal to me. Like,
Yeah, this
was it
3.
3 and 4? So that's normal. But
Once it starts getting in the 20s, you're like,
or if I'm over my time, like if I'm picking up overtime, I'm like 1800 or like 1900 hours. I'm like, no, that's weird. Like, it
Yeah.
just sounds weird to me. I'm not used to it.
yeah.
So my day to day, I don't know, wake up in the morning, take a shower if I didn't take one the night before,
Yeah.
get ready, go to work. We try to get there a little bit before like our actual time because if you're on time, you're late kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
you want to be able to
You want to be sitting down, like
down at
ready
your
to
console,
go. Yeah.
ready to go at 6 a.m. So that way you can relieve the night person that was
Right.
there before. So you get in, you clock in, you reach emails, do all this stuff. So you're pretty much just like waiting around for the calls to come in. And now that we've got this automatic system where it just automatically connects the call to your ear, you're not really picking up the phone anymore. It picks it up for you.
Oh,
So
okay. Is that good or bad?
I don't know. We're getting used to it.
Yeah.
So it's not bad because it kind of splits up. There's some people that are lazy. And
Yeah.
don't like to
It
pick
makes
up calls.
everyone
we're trying
do their job.
We need to answer that phone right away. So like we always go hit the call button.
Yeah.
So it does it for you. And then you're kind of just waiting around until all these calls come in. I feel like you know what I think of is I'm like playing a video game. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like manning my team, like where do they need to go? They're on this call, they're responding to this call, they're on location.
See, I would buy that video game and play it. That's the
real life. Just don't work for us.
No, I don't want that to fall on my shoulders. I want to do it in fake life.
Yeah, you have a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like almost I forget what they call it when you're little. I can't even think of the word. You have. I would have to look it up.
I don't know.
Almost like liability.
Oh yeah.
You're liable. You're
Yeah.
very liable. You could go to court. You can get fired. You can get sued if you represent the company in any way. If you do your job wrong in one little way, like especially for medical calls. If we get a medical call, we have to follow the protocol of this program that asks you all these medical questions. We're not doctors, obviously, but at least if something were to happen,
But something's prioritized over something else.
yeah. So
yeah.
say if God forbid somebody were to pass away while we're taking the call, the people decide that they want to
on the
sue
phone?
us, like they want to sue us because we didn't do anything. I was going to say power phone, but I want to say this program will will back us up as far as that because we followed our protocol.
Right.
And something happened not under our wrongdoing.
Yeah. Like it's just that's just what happened. Yeah. That's the way the cards were played
Luckily,
out.
we have a lot of things that do back us up, but we have to do things to the T. You can't mess up.
Yeah.
It's not a job to mess up on.
Yeah.
Which that's why I was really scared in the beginning because I was like,
that's a little intimidating.
I have ADD. I'm very distracted, but honestly, I feel like that's helped me in the long run because I can multitask.
Oh yeah, multitasking is like ADHD. You are a queen at multitasking.
I can do this. I'm like sending an email, I'm answering a phone, I'm dispatching paramedics to a call.
Yeah.
And then even sometimes people will visit our center and they're like, what? I don't even,
like,
my eyes are like this all over
like,
the
is she
screen.
okay? Yeah.
I'm like, eating popcorn.
That would be like one thing because I feel like I multitask as well. Like that's like peak ADHD. Like
Especially,
you've
like,
definitely managed it. Like
your timelines and stuff that you have to make intense. Like I wouldn't even be able to do that or like remember what to do at a wedding and be able to capture all those.
Oh, it becomes
images.
robotic.
Yeah.
It really does. Especially when it's the same venue over and over and over. I mean, I live at fucking Pelican Club. It's the same shit over and over. And I mean, it makes it easy.
Yeah.
I don't even have to think anymore. I'm like, oh, and then all of my couples are like, we want, the typical shots. I'm like, oh, so everything I do all the time.
Yeah. Like, please just let me do.
So like whenever the wedding actually goes to plan and I'm not behind on a timeline because someone somewhere, I mean, people always like to blame hair and makeup. I wouldn't blame the hair and makeup. Now we're on the other topic, but
Sorry.
I wouldn't blame the hair and makeup. I actually blame the person that's in the chair getting their hair and makeup done.
So, like,
it's
I want
not
to change this. I want to you add this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. Usually when they say that, like back to our other topic, I would say, how about we wait till I have done everything?
Let me do everything and then we'll look. Yeah. Or let me get everything done. Yeah, that's fine, especially when it's not the bride. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just give me the fucking bride. Yeah, I can do everything else.
Yes.
But yeah, like the multitasking, it's just like it's crucial.
It's hard.
You have to.
And as far as like taking the calls and like worrying about if it's going to affect me mentally, I would say it probably does affect me mentally. But I also, when I leave that facility, I don't.
So you're good at leaving it at work.
I am. And I like to talk about the stories, the crazy calls we were today. Like, hey, this guy fell off his motorcycle and his leg ended up chopped off at the base in the middle of the road. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's so cool.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, I'd be like,
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually is a true story. So we got a call like that.
God.
And I don't know, he was on some moped. He was on drugs.
Well, of course.
Driving under the influence, crashed with, I don't know if it was his mom or something. His mom's implant popped because they crashed on the road. Her implant popped on the road.
See? Real fear.
Yes. He got his leg severed from the base, whatever the top part of here, and it was in the middle of the road. And I was like, oh my God, I turned up the hospital radio because you can hear what they're saying when they go to bring them to the hospital as far as what patient they're bringing it in.
You're like living a real episode of CSI.
Like, let me turn it up. So they're like, yeah, we have the leg in the bag. And she's like, okay, like, what are you going to do with the leg in the bag?
Conversation.
Yeah, so I think I don't know what exactly happened. Probably ended up losing his leg, but
yeah.
I remember some girl was taking that call in the room. She goes, his legs in the road. And I was like, whoop. And I was working
You're
like
like,
the fire.
I'm
I'm like,
listening.
oh, I'm coming. And that's coming for me. So
Oh my God.
it was crazy.
Oh my
Some of
God.
the crazy stuff we get. So yeah, I like to talk about things like that, to my friends, and
Yeah.
they like hearing it too. But I don't let it get to me.
That's good.
I haven't answered, knock on wood, any crazy enough calls. Like I feel like if I were to get a call about a baby, like that would probably
Have
hurt
you
me.
had kids call you?
Kids call us, but not anything that's an emergency. Like you see those videos where like
Is it-
my dad's laying on the ground or something.
Yeah. So like because I remember as a kid, I never called because I was like afraid. I thought I was going to go to jail if I called 911 and it wasn't an emergency. But my sister, the middle one, Erica, she was a psychopath. And she like called once like to tattletale on my dad. Be like, he's being mean to me and I just wanted to call and tell you.
I would never. I would be like,
Like
crying
she
in the
did that
corner.
once, and then she did like a second time. Like she threatened to call, but like she actually did, but she didn't realize it. So then they called back, and like
with like everything okay over there?
yeah, basically. And my dad was
there's a
like,
disturbance.
so that's when my dad's always like, oh my God, sorry, I'm retired sergeant. Like my bad. Like I was teaching, or he was like, I was teaching my kids like how to dial 911. That's usually like what he
that's a
like
good, that's a
something
good
he would say.
excuse. Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't know what, like, you're just an asshole. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So have you ever had a kid call? Like, or if they do
yeah.
call, but like, what are they calling about? Like,
Sometimes they'll joke around and be like, you can't catch me. You can't get me. or
Oh
something.
my
I'm just like,
God.
oh yeah. Like we're like,
Oh, I
we're
know
going to
where you
find you.
live.
We're
Yeah.
going to find you.
I know
But like,
where you
no,
live.
we don't really say that.
Yeah.
But like, that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
It's almost just like you just sit there and listen to see if there's an actual emergency. If they keep calling 911, we send an officer over to the location it's showing on the
Okay.
maps just to be like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
Kind of scare them a little bit.
yeah, of course. Oh my God. Okay, let's.
I actually got a call where, not that I actually delivered a baby, but this girl's mother called and she's like, my daughter's in labor and I'm on my way to her house and I think she needs a paramedic. She's 9 months pregnant. I was like, okay, what's her phone number? What's her name? I'll give her a call. And I started paramedics over to that area. She answers the call. I say, hey, and she's like, and I'm like, this is the fire department. Like your mom said you're in labor. She's like, the baby was already out. Like by the time she pushed the baby out while she was on the phone with me, and we have the protocols that we go through. And I was like, hey, I kind of delivered a baby.
Oh my God, I would.
So like that's so cool. Like
What a bad bitch.
I know. I'm like, I want it. First of all, pushing a baby out, no medications at home.
That must have been
Good
like
for
the
you.
fastest like late but contractions
Yes.
and labor like
Must
of
have
all
came on
time.
so fast because I wouldn't be able to do that. I was in the hospital at 2 a.m. with barely any contractions. I'm like, put me on the medication.
Will never and could never be me. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that was fun. I was
So
like,
I get that was going to be my question. Can you describe a particularly memorable or impactful call you've handled?
that one for
Yeah.
sure. And like
Okay.
the mom was like, I stayed on the line with the girl until they got there because like obviously the placenta's still inside. They didn't push the placenta out. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear this, but like so say if you look to see if it's pulsing. I think when it stops pulsing, like the cord, you have to like tie a shoelace around it. So I'm like, you always have to say you
I'm
have to
sorry.
get some towels. You have to get a shoelace.
Did you say the placenta pulses?
The cord pulses.
I'm gonna
I'm pretty
fucking
sure.
throw up.
It's like, whoom, whoom.
There's the soundbite that we were looking for. Oh my God. I need to Google. I'm Googling that right now.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't taken enough baby delivering calls to really know and read the protocol, but
pulsate. Oh.
I look when my placenta was out, I looked at
Waiting
it.
to clamp the shut up. Waiting to clamp the umbilical cord for 2 to 3 minutes or until cord pulsations cease.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
There you go. That's what it is.
Bye. That is some alien fucking shit.
Luckily,
no.
I've never had to fully complete things like that where I'm like, okay, I have to read this word for word. So they know.
I feel like I just watched a scary movie.
So, but yeah, that was pretty nice. And I was like, oh, what is it a boy? Is it a girl? So I started calling it whatever it was. I was like,
Be like, her name is
"Congratulations
Laura."
on your little, you're going to name it Laura.
Yeah. Oh my
Come in
God.
and take a picture with me.
I need to use the Men in Black thing and erase my brain of the last 3 minutes. Okay. What is the most frequent type of emergency that you get calls for?
Oh, domestics. That's why I'm kind of scared to date. I don't want to, because you can't trust anybody nowadays. Like, I mean, we get the calls where like, okay, you're going to call that you got into a domestic argument. You'll be right back with him calling us the next day. For it.
Yeah,
so I
for
kinda
sure.
I'm like, okay, whatever. But like, I would say a lot of domestic calls we get, more so calling the police on the significant other just to scare them is a tactic.
My mom would do that to my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot of crashes,
Yeah.
a lot of
So
suspicious
domestic
people.
and crashes.
Thefts during the day, especially at like all the like major stores that we have, like the Target, Best Buy. There's a lot of thefts there. So
Target's got a lot of undercover crazies.
they do.
Okay. Well, the next. I was gonna say we kind of already touched on that. You said you don't take it home. How do you deal with the emotional toll of handling distressing or traumatic calls?
I mean, we have luckily so much therapy at our hand that we get a certain amount of therapy sessions like with the city. So that's nice. So I could always use that if I need it. I haven't.
You do need
like
it.
I
Just kidding.
well,
Can you donate them?
little-
Because I need
right?
them. Because
I'm racking them up. I'm rolling them over until I'm like really fucked in the head.
what's coming next, baby? I'm
I know.
ready.
Maybe I'm just like building it up and it's just gonna explode eventually.
Oh my God. Okay. How do you handle calls from people who might be panicked or not necessarily cooperative?
Oh, that's a daily occurrence. It's
Okay.
Because
But how can you call 911 and not cooperate? Like that's literally that you're
like-
looking for cooperation.
yeah, but almost like how we were just saying, we get nervous when we call 911. I can
Yeah.
imagine somebody being like panicked. Like it's I get it. Like
Well,
it's
panicked. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
at the situation that's happening.
uncooperative. We get
Yeah.
a lot too, and it is what it is. Some people just don't want to cooperate. We can't control it. We try to do our best, so we do like techniques as far as like repeating things. Like
What do if they're the ones calling, what do they not want to cooperate on? Like
an
address?
Your guess is as good as mine.
or oh my
So everything mainly. Sometimes they'll get like annoyed with our questions, but it's just questions we need to get for officer safety. Oh my God. Yeah.
I hate people.
Yeah.
I'm calling for help, but fuck you
Yeah. Oh,
for
yeah. It
making me go
happens.
through the protocol.
Yep. It happens. So
Okay, well, that sounds awful.
I do a lipstick touch up.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
God, I'm gonna read.
Wait, actually, can you go get it for me?
Yeah, where's
I don't want to move my headphones.
where is it?
You want to just bring my whole makeup thing?
Is it on the couch?
No, it's on the table.
Oh, let's see.
Thank you. I know mine keeps hurting. This one.
a stupid workout before this like an idiot. No kitties.
Kitties. Thanks. Is David enjoying his movie?
Yeah, he's like half dead on the couch. Oh God, let's see if I can actually. Is it on my face again?
Go like a little more forward. Yeah, there you go. Right there.
Okay. Oy. Okay. I need to like.
Right there.
I just shook the whole fucking house. Lovely. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna ask next.
Is it still recording?
But I'll cut it. It's easier to just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know if you. What's the most unusual request or call you've received that stands out in your memory? That you can tell.
I don't know. I don't really have any.
Have you ever gotten like lonely people that call 911 just to talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not 911, but non-emergency.
So do you answer both?
Yes.
Okay.
We answer non-emergency, emergency, and admin lines. Oh. So we get all three.
So admin lines for.
Like front desk stuff and like city stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, they'll call. We get a lot of like people who are lonely, but we also try to dig deeper as far as if they're suicidal or not. So we do talk to a lot of suicidal people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how often
Which-
does that?
I would say lately more than we ever have been. I don't know if it's because the holidays are coming up and
No one can afford anything.
I know it's depressing.
It's about to be me calling.
Please don't.
Help.
Please don't. Samantha, is that you?
Yeah, no, maybe. Keep it up. God damn.
Call me on my cell phone.
Doing the best I've ever done in my whole life and I can't afford life.
No, literally.
Like,
I have
at all.
same. I have the best job. I make the most money I've ever made.
Yeah, and I'm still broke as shit.
Struggling.
It's insane.
I think it's in. I'm hoping it changes, but
Yeah, please.
I'm like, I'm never going to be a homeowner.
Dude, it's like the saddest shit I've ever.
Now I would not even think about buying a house.
No.
Way too expensive.
And there's also like nothing good right now for the price that they're.
Ew, they're like selling shackles for like $500,000.
Oh, it's terrifying. This house could sell for like 600.
Oh, more. You're in
I
Jupiter.
said for what? I goes no. No.
Nope.
Anyways.
Yeah, nothing I can really think of as far as that besides the suicidal people. It's like more so loneliness, and then we just end up getting them. It's hard to keep them on the phone though, but I try to see it as like I'm talking to a friend. So really what your job is to do is just distract them until an actual officer can
Right.
get there and take over. So I try to like say, what do you do for like hobbies? But then sometimes you say like the wrong thing to your friends. No, I don't have any friends. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, right.
What do
And
I
then
ask
you're like,
now? Yeah, like do you like your family and like. So I really applaud the people who are the suicide hotline like workers because that I think would be more depressing than anything.
Oh
than
my God.
even the calls that we take every day.
yeah. Do you, I guess my next one is, do you get a lot of like, obviously mentally ill people like loony bin, like,
I did not realize how many crazy people are out there in the world. I
Oh.
knew there's crazies, but I didn't know there was crazies.
yeah.
Like to a point where like I've talked to somebody on the phone where he was up in his basement and he thought this. He really truly believed
His
it.
attic or basement?
It was his,
Up
I'm
in
sorry,
his,
so
I was
did
like,
say
up in his basement.
his attic.
I was like, girl, we're in Florida.
So in his attic, and he's sitting up there, and he's like, "There's people in my attic right now, and they're looking at me." I'm like, "Oh shit, maybe we got a real home invasion."
no.
So I was actually training one of my girls, and I was like, "She's like, oh my god, I can't even deal with this. I can't deal with this." I'm like, "Just listen." I was like, I took over the call. I was like, what do they look like?" So he's like describing these people to a T, and I'm like, are they saying anything to you? He's like, "No, they're just looking at me." And I'm like, "Okay, do you maybe try and talk to them and see if they'll talk to you back?" And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" And then he's like, "Oh wait, they're gone." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, oh no, I see one back there still." And I was like, "Okay." So like again, same thing. You keep them on the line, and then you wait for an officer to get there to take over. But
Okay. So when you are on the phone with someone, but you're calling an officer, is it just buttons that you're hitting that are like the codes and it's sending it to, because how are you talking to the person and
so when
telling
you're
an
on,
officer?
so when you're on the police main radio, you're not answering phones. You're way too busy to be answering lines. So you're at fire, you're a call taker at the same time. You're at the information channel, you're a call taker.
Okay.
So it's multitasking. So we really wouldn't like, so we all look at the same exact.
You're listening to two different conversations at the same time sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Oh yeah. So we have to like, I'll have somebody in my ear and I'll have to listen to what the fire department or whoever
Just
is
said.
saying on the radio. And it's become like almost like a radio ear, they call it.
Yeah.
So it's to a point where it's like, I used to not be able to even text anybody and you start to talk to me. I'm like, okay, you have to wait because I have to finish the text.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
do both now. I could even do 3 things at once.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's something learned.
It just becomes habit.
Yeah, it's almost like insane at first because you're so focused on the call you didn't hear. You block out what the radio is saying,
Yeah.
but you get it eventually.
Okay. Yeah, that's like me editing a photo, listening to a YouTube podcast, and then like scrolling TikTok all at the
Yes.
same time. But then I could just tell you all 3 things that I did.
See, we'll take
I'm like, did I retain it for longer than 5 minutes? Probably not. But
but we all look at the same computer screen. So say if I need to say something to the main dispatcher quickly, I'll shout it out in the room, but I have to document it in the call. So say if we took a call for like, I don't know, theft or something, then we have to put, I'm like, oh, the suspect's this person. And I'm like, this person's running this way. As I'm typing it in. So it's documented at the timestamp.
Yeah.
It needs to be documented at.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a lot.
what if you're having an off day?
You can't have off days. You just got to suck it up.
What if you have a really
drink a Red
bad
Bull.
headache?
We have a medication cabinet for that.
Ooh, fun.
Ooh.
You're like, this will fix it.
Yeah. Like, I'll take one of these.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm trying to think like,
It's like a giant first aid kit,
yeah.
like the size of this mirror.
No, that makes, God damn. How often are you like actually, you're off site of like any like actual firefighters, police officers?
No,
like,
we're actually based in the fire station.
so you're in the fire station,
We work in the fire station, but we're upstairs. So nobody ever really
goes up there.
goes up there. Yeah. But it's funny because
Do you ever get to eat the food?
no, we keep trying to convince our firefighter friends to bring us food and they don't.
Why wouldn't
Because,
they?
and we'll go downstairs. We're like, it smells so good. Whatever the cooking is like.
Yeah.
Dinner time, but they just forget. Which I don't expect them to bring us food.
I'd be like, you can bribe me.
Us.
You can bribe me with food. I'll give you the better calls.
Well, I wish
I know
it worked
it does-
that way.
I know it doesn't
I wish
work
it worked that way.
I know. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize that. I thought you were just in like a boring, like government building.
No, it's funny too. Because, like sometimes I get to bring Sergio and I'll let him go see the fire trucks.
Ooh, fun. Okay. So that's what I see when you're doing. I'm
Yeah.
like, who the hell does she
And
know
then
it's a fire?
we'll be like up there and I'm like dispatching the call. Say if we're dispatching the fire department at the one we're at, like all of a sudden a couple like 2 minutes later you start hearing like the sirens go down the road. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah. You're like, oops.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, that's cool. I'm trying to,
I know. I'm like, what else? What else?
I mean, a lot of the questions are like the same.
We've blabbed.
It's like asking the same thing in like a different way. Yeah, it's like, what kind of training? You already talked about that.
Yeah.
Impactful moment of that. Emergencies you encounter most frequently. Emotional toll. I feel like if you haven't had any super traumatic calls.
Yeah. I mean, other people have gotten crazy calls. Like we had our supervisor got a call about a baby that was face down in a pool. And the guy was like just standing there. And my supervisor goes, jump in there and get that
the baby.
out.
Yeah. What the
Like,
fuck?
what are you doing? So we got
Shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be. We got another call where this guy called on the non-emergency line for a child drowning in a canal. And he goes, and then she's like, the girl who took the call is like, can you go in there and get the child? I'm not going in that water. I would be like, and like, we can't
You
say
should.
anything.
You shouldn't even have to think about that.
Exactly. Like how you took the time.
I mean, unless I saw a gator swimming directly at that child, and
yeah.
I know that thing is gonna kill me as well. I'll be like, oh man, I mean,
Yeah.
tough luck.
And
unless it was my own kid,
it was
that's
like,
different.
How
But that's why I don't
like
have
I
kids.
know people don't. I know people don't like. I know we process things differently, but any person would jump in that canal and save that child.
Yeah,
So that I didn't even take that call, and that still like hurt.
yeah, that's just. I mean,
It's mainly
that's
the child
just weird.
calls.
Yeah,
Like we had a call about a child that drowned in the intercoastal. That we were so sad. Like the whole center was weird the rest of the day.
yeah, of course.
We stayed on scene and we eventually found the body of the child, and it was awful. Like we're like, no, like we knew, like at least
Yeah.
it gave the family closure.
Right.
But awful.
Yeah, you don't want to.
situation.
No one wants to
No,
see anything
I
like
can't
that.
even. Like I can just like picture it. Like I wouldn't even know. Like again, intrusive thoughts. Like I would.
Oh.
What would I do in that situation?
I would just drown as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
No.
After that, I'd be so upset.
no, no. That's why Casey Anthony needs to get rocked. Anyways,
Fuck you up.
I've seen her in public twice.
Really?
Yeah.
How does she go about her day and not get the shit beat out of her? That's what I want to know.
I mean, if someone assaults her, they're going to jail. I mean, jail is what stops people. I mean, jail is
Oh,
what
I
would
know.
stop me. I mean, I've never hit anybody in my whole life, but
Yeah.
sure, she could be the first one if it was okay. I mean,
The
that's
Purge.
fine.
We had the Purge.
Dude.
Casey Anthony.
She,
be-
oh my God, she's like a
you'd be on
100,000
everybody's
people's,
list.
like target, like
Yeah.
first shot. Oh my God, no, she's crazy. No, I saw her out once in downtown Orlando, and then one other time in Orlando. She was out, like, not with her parents, but then I saw her another time. It wasn't Orlando, but it was somewhere around there with, she pulled up to like a fucking like Outback Steakhouse or something in a limo.
Oh God.
Her parents. And I was like,
Lame.
fuck. And I remember
Lame.
actually screaming like, fuck you. Like my dad looked at me. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, she killed her daughter. And my dad's like, you don't even watch the news. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah, but
I know she
I know from people.
Anyone that says, oh, Zanny the nanny, Zanny. You mean Xanax because you drugged your fucking kid?
Oh, I see.
There was no nanny, but
I
she
see.
called her Zanny the nanny.
Oh, see, maybe I didn't look into it too.
Maybe that's how her kid died. She was zanned out,
Probably.
but then she would get caught. So you can't. Don't even get me started.
Yeah. That could be another day. We aggravated.
Yeah, always.
I love a good conspiracy though. Like I love the conspiracy when they think Britney Spears is not who she is. Like she's not Britney Spears. That Britney Spears died.
Oh my God.
And I went down a rabbit hole searching. Like
I'm like, I've seen people turn that mentally ill right before my eyes, right in front.
oh, believe me,
You talk to them every day. Yeah.
and I know people are like, but it's. I think legitimately she got a lobotomy because how else can you go from
100%.
Maybe she was not normal the entire time. We just didn't know. But I think sometimes you can get, I don't know how old she is.
I don't know. I mean, as much as if she wasn't normal, like by now Justin Timberlake would have exposed that as well. Because he's already
True.
exposed and been an ass about the whole thing. So why wouldn't he come out and say, oh yeah, she was like a complete puppet the whole time?
Also because he's a little crazy too.
Oh dude, his fucking coked out eyes.
I know. He's like,
I was like, bro, you're getting your heart is not going to be able to handle it. Oh my, you got that feeling inside your bones.
I don't think you got any feeling.
No,
right now.
nothing. Zero. He's feeling nothing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good.
It's like, damn, what happened to my childhood crush?
I know.
I just looked up how old he was the other day. I think he's like
You know who my childhood crush was?
40
The
something.
Hanson brothers. Am I showing my age?
Yeah, that actually did it.
Me and Ashley, we went to my first concert.
43. He's 10 years older than me.
Justin Timberlake?
He can still get it.
Ew, no.
No.
Ew, ugh.
No, he actually looks kind of bad here. Here, I'll pull it over to the screen so everyone can see. Oh no, wait. Help.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Look at him. In all his glory.
I mean, he's not bad. He is
For
good.
43,
He is
that's
a
not bad.
good-looking man.
Yeah.
Show the one where he's got coke eyes now.
Okay. Hang on.
It's like, you know those videos, those
Ice
pictures,
eyes.
those
That's what they called it.
ice eyes.
Ow. As I just... Oh yeah, it's this one.
Wait, this chair swivels?
Yeah, it rotates.
Am I still in frame?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Do I have to... What's happening?
You don't have YouTube Premium?
This isn't YouTube. This is New York Post.
Okay.
I
Who are you?
I do have YouTube Premium. Are you kidding me? I ain't watching ads.
Hell no. Especially Sergio's like,
Oh my God. 2
Commercial.
ads.
commercial.
Doesn't the New York Post have enough money that they don't need to do this?
No, every time I feel like I try to go on, I think it's the New York Post. They're like, you need to subscribe to this.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm waiting for next. And I'm just going to throw the computer.
Oh, there.
Why are we not...
Oh my God, those eyes.
Look.
Oh my God. Ew.
His pupils are like pinpoints. He looks possessed.
What do you think he was on?
So people were saying that it was ice eyes, which is crystal meth,
Ew.
I think. Hang on. Let me
That's
not be
methed
let me
up.
not be that's methed up. Oh, I can't even. Okay.
Not Methden Timberlake.
Oh my God. Ice eyes drug cleaning.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, crystal meth.
What does ice?
Ice is a stimulant drug, which means it speeds up the messages traveling between the brain and the body.
Gross.
I'm like, bro.
Hell. I would not be able to do drugs and then go on my daily life, let alone put on a full concert
On his world
on
tour.
drugs.
Like, also, can we just, like, Oh my God, I will get attacked on the internet if I say that, but I'm doing it anyways. I think that like there needs to be, or there should be a point where these artists like stop.
Oh yeah. No, I get it. I don't think you're going to get canceled.
Well, no, I'm going to get canceled for this next one. I think, and don't get me wrong, I like her music, but I think if Taylor Swift stopped now, I don't want her to.
We're going to fight.
No,
Fight.
quit touring. She doesn't have to tour. She can make music like in her downtime.
The show that she's putting on right now, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this.
No, I watched the movie.
Okay, so did I. Oh yeah, because you made David watch it.
Yeah.
Like, these cameras are amazing.
Yeah, and we were like, damn, what camera do they record this on? I could see her
Like
fucking nostrils.
She is in right now. I will say she is in her prime as far as like how she's in the best.
She's in her prime because her boyfriend is 6'5" and she can
Not
wear
even
heels,
that.
and the way he looks at her, you know that bitch is getting
Oh.
thrown around the room.
I know. I wish does Travis have
He does have a brother.
a single brother?
No.
now?
I was like, she will kick your fucking ass.
Please.
Oh my God.
So, but yeah, I will say
I'm not saying I want her to stop, but she could and be like set and fine.
Oh, of
and,
course.
Like people need to leave their careers on a high.
No.
And she could.
She could leave maybe when she's like 40. Okay, what is she, 36 now? 35?
She's
35.
34.
Four?
34. Yeah, she's a
So-
year older than me and an inch shorter.
Damn, that's a tall bitch.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, fuck her.
I always
having
forget how tall she is.
Yeah.
So I will say she's doing her thing. She's doing great. I love Taylor Swift, and I liked her, but I didn't like her.
It's
as
so
much
funny
as
because I
now.
would never strike you as someone as a
Really?
Swiftie.
Oh, I'm a Swiftie.
No. You're a Black Cat Swiftie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm like her new album Swiftie.
yes.
Or Reputation.
Reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when is that going to drop?
I don't fucking
Rep
know.
Taylor. I am on the clown car in and out.
Y'all people need Jesus or something, and I don't even believe in that.
Talk about conspiracies.
Dude, the Easter eggs and the shit that people come up with.
Oh, I know.
because,
I wouldn't think of
She took
that.
7 breaths instead of 13 in one line
Are you
one
saying it's
day.
July 13th?
Oh my God. Like, and I'm just like, do you,
See, that
Are
is
you
a little
okay?
insane. Yeah, that's a little insane. But
are you
But-
okay?
and it's like we all get clowned because we wait for that day to come. and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it never happens.
I
It's
mean,
like,
I get it. Like, if you want to
I
be
love Taylor
obsessed
Swift.
about something, I mean, I would say I was obsessed with NSYNC in the way that some people are obsessed with Taylor Swift. I don't like any individual artist enough. Like, I was a huge like Carrie Underwood fan until she went like preachy,
Ugh.
and I was like, oh my God,
no, yeah.
absolutely not. I have listened to Taylor Swift since, because she's the same age as me. So I was always like fascinated that
Yes.
someone my age
My mom
was
does.
doing shit that like I couldn't fathom doing.
My mom thinks she's the most awkward human being in the entire world. Like she's like my mom. She dances.
Yeah.
So she's like Taylor Swift is just so awkward. She's just like so lanky and tall.
Because
And like
we're
she's-
fucking tall. We
and
have no
she's-
rhythm.
And she's not sexy.
No, do you know how hard it is to be sexy when you're fucking huge
When
and
you're
taller,
an avatar.
taller than most men?
Well, I feel like I agree.
Like,
so,
you-
and
you
she's
can't-
like stiff, but her Eras tour amazing. Like she's improved so much.
She's doing dance moves that are made for someone that is like taller.
Yes.
Like they're not. It's not like hip. It's not like it's dancing, but it's not dancing.
It's not like hit like yeah. I
dance
get it.
moves.
Yes.
And like steps.
Yes.
More so.
But
than
like
anything.
how do you do
I mean,
it?
I can't fucking do it, but don't get me wrong.
Please try.
No. I mean, maybe.
Like I give her props to I can't even okay, so say if I'm for instance at work, we have a little treadmill we can put underneath.
Mm-hmm.
I walk on that thing and I have to take a call. I'm like putting it on mute because I'm so out of breath. I
Oh, yeah.
can't even imagine doing a 3-hour tour, dancing, singing, and all those costume changes.
No.
I could never. Like you have to obviously train for that, but props.
Oh, she's a fucking
like, I
badass.
respect her. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the word.
But no, I definitely like perfect example of someone that should have stopped a long time ago. Jennifer Lopez, dear God.
Oh, God.
Girl, get your
And
fucking
she's a
shit
bitch.
together.
Like, have you ever seen her on the red carpet? Like,
She's so mean.
rude.
She's so mean.
That's not one person I would want to meet.
Justin Timberlake should have stopped.
You know who I met? Who was an angel?
Who?
The Rock.
Oh, I feel like he would be.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
Like I was in that. Like,
Except for when he asked everyone to donate money to Maui with
I
the
don't remember
fires.
that. Oh,
And I'm like,
wasn't
you're richer than all of us combined. How
Right?
dare you?
Can you
Don't ask us poor people during a fucking recession for money.
just donate on your own?
I'm like, yeah. How about you donate $150 million?
He was very nice,
No, he seems really nice.
but I feel like Taylor Swift would be nice. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of nice celebrities. Jennifer Lopez is not one of them.
No.
And you know who's the girl that plays in Pitch Perfect? Anna
Yeah, all I know is
something,
her first
whatever
name.
her
Yeah.
name is mean. Like I've heard she's mean.
She seems like she would be mean.
Yes.
I feel like Lindsay Lohan is probably really nice.
She's so nice. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm like, you better not say she's mean.
Amanda Bynes before her brain got scrambled.
Before her lobotomy.
Yeah. That's another
Lobotomy,
one.
yeah.
Dude, like
Yeah.
I look at her and I see like
How does that, where and what part of her life did that start to happen?
that it's like should be against the law to be taking pictures of that woman.
I know.
Like it's the same way I feel about how
Bad.
like I don't even know how to say it without sounding like political, but like it's the same feeling I have that like we have a fucking senile president right now and we're making fun of like
I know.
that's what's running our country.
I
It's the
know.
same thing. Like you're glamorizing Amanda Bynes. She doesn't even know who the fuck she is anymore.
I know. And like
She just knows that she's someone famous.
she used one time somebody filmed her and she was like roaming the streets and she's like, what's your name? Like trying to help her. And she's like, Amanda. And like, she's like, okay, I'm going to bring this girl over here. And it was actually Amanda Bynes.
Yeah. I'm like,
We're going to get her some help. I'm like, okay.
I think it's past that, darling.
Yeah.
But no, there was also, oh my God, who the fuck was it?
Excuse me.
No, I know. I'm like,
Getting tired.
there was one more. Oh, like Demi Lovato. Stop.
Oh God.
Please stop.
Now she was they and now she's a her again.
Okay, perfect example. Jojo Siwa should have stopped. Should have
Shoulda known
stopped.
better.
Yeah. She should have known better.
Oh God, me and my friends will go rag on her just because like
But,
you're
like-
an embarrassment. Did you learn nothing, JoJo?
Just she had enough money, and I know it becomes like an addiction.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that. Like, money is an addiction. Fame, power. Like,
But she's creepy. Like she's a creep,
she's a like.
a weirdo.
Keep throwing it around. Nice. I keep throwing it around like, oh, but she's a predator. She's literally terrifying. Like
She is.
she's so
scary.
creepy.
And she's very intense.
It also weirds me the fuck out that she's like besties with Tyler Cameron, who like lives in Jupiter. He's the guy that was on The Bachelor. He's like,
I don't watch.
I didn't watch it
Somebody
either.
told me I should be on The Bachelor. I'm like, hell no. You know how they will they'll make you portray you to be somebody that you're not. Like
Yeah.
I know with the reality shows already with the
Oh, yeah.
Skin Wars thing. Like they'll make you. You write them a contract, you sign it. And they're like,
And you have to do whatever.
yes.
Oh yeah.
And they can manipulate. They'll cut
And
your words.
you have an
and they'll-
NDA. You can't
Yep.
say anything for a certain amount of time afterwards. Yeah, no. Fuck.
Yep. Hell no.
Fuck that. I'm trying. Oh my God, you and your fucking.
ASMR. I actually listened to ASMR before.
I
Only the ones where like
can't.
it's like brushing your hair.
Oh,
I'm like,
so
ugh.
for some reason, my TikTok feed for a while was like the mukbangs,
Oh, yeah.
but like not
They were like-
normal ones. Like
I don't even want to do it. It's gonna sound
some
gross.
Asian country where these girls,
Were they like slurping jelly?
they
You
were
ever get
like,
those.
it was like massive hard boiled eggs whole, like swallowing them whole.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
and like slurping like weird shit and
Yes,
like
yes.
those gooey duck oysters that look like dicks and they like slap them.
Oh yes, yes.
I'm like, what the fuck am I
seen that.
watching?
That's been on my For You page before
And
too.
how did I get here? I built this For You
Brick
page
by
brick
brick.
by brick. And I am looking at Asian women slap these phallic oyster things. How am I here? Like, what?
Looks like one time mine was all slime. I'm like, what am I, 5?
Oh, no.
Like I would watch these like people like squish the slime that have like the crunchy stuff on the outside. I'm like,
It's
yeah.
crazy how many different For You pages people can have.
Oh yeah.
And you really do build that shit.
I will watch one video and
Oh my God.
it's the rest of my feed.
I'll purposely send like people I know that have like a perfect For You page, right? And I'm like, watch this. And I will find like the weirdest TikTok and I'll send it to them and they'll watch it like 6
Wait,
times, like
didn't-
trying to figure. I think you did this to me once, or I.
The creepy couple that was like
Yes.
redneck brother and sister.
So yes, and so the most recent one is my friend Carly. She like knows that I hate like mom influencers, family influencers. Like it's just so creepy to me. But she found one that she knew was gonna piss me off so bad. It was like the ultimate like beige mom
Oh God.
aesthetic,
Like Nara Smith.
but like so rich. Like
Nars.
Hermes bag, like hanging on the doorknob. Kids come in. One kid has a Louis Vuitton backpack.
Oh,
the other one
yeah.
has a Gucci one. We're eating dinner at 8 p.m. off of wooden plates, and like the food is aesthetically laid out, and it's like timestamp by timestamp by timestamp.
And they probably tell their kids, hey, no, you need to go do that shot again. Go walk back
It's
up 4
awful.
times. Yeah.
Yep.
I can only imagine the setup.
So she sent that to me. And then for like 4 days, it was all just like family. I'm like, the last thing I want to see on my fucking For You page is mom bloggers. And like some of them are funny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
making fun of your kids. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Or like they're just super real. And then I'm like, I'm also here for that. But then the ones that are like, I'm just like,
Perfect. Picture perfect,
I'm like,
but it's fake.
oh my God. I'm like, this takes so much time.
You've got a nanny. then
Also, something that we're just going to do a little TikTok bitch segment. I want to do a behind the scenes of a TikTok where like, it's like coming home from work, right? But you see them coming in the door. You had to go in the door.
Oh, yeah.
to set up your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Then you closed it. You relocked
Let's
it.
all go in,
You
kids.
picked up your bags again. You unlocked the front door.
Oh, yeah.
Then you walked up to that phone. You stopped it. Then you went back a little
Next
bit. You
take.
edited that out.
Yep.
Then you set it up again. You picked your bags back up. You brought them into that room. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is what's making people thousands of dollars.
I know. And it's like, how come I can't create like something artistic, something badass of like a mural I painted and that will get 0 views, but something of your little perfect family
That's
or
not even
anything
real.
dumb in general, like insane, the algorithm right now.
Oh my God.
That's why, again, the way things have changed now with promoting yourself, it's like you have to figure out the algorithm, and
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I've honestly just given up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't even fathom where to even start.
And I now just post and I'm like, oh, I did a new photo shoot. Cool. Let's share the top photos from it. Boom, done. Moving on.
And I feel like not a lot of people post on their actual page anymore. It's just more stories.
Yeah. And then half the people, like half my followers don't watch stories.
Oh, I watch stories all day long.
That's all I
You're
watch.
like one of my first ones.
Yeah, no, yours pop up first too. But some people like I've noticed they don't watch stories, and I share a lot of information on there and they're like, oh, we don't watch Instagram stories. And I'm like,
But why?
what are you doing on Instagram?
Yeah. Nobody posts. It's all ads now.
I know.
Every other
That's also
post
really
is like
annoying.
sponsored, or then they started doing the suggested. I'm like, I don't want that. I want my friends to be
Right.
on my page. That
Then you have to go up to the top and click following instead of
Yeah,
feed.
but that's so stupid. Why is it even there? Because they want to promote things.
Yes, they want to make money.
Same for TikTok. TikTok's changed now where I think it's every
Everything
4.
is someone selling something on TikTok Shop.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, I buy it.
Oh yeah. Like there was
Like
one
an idiot.
There was a ring that I wanted recently. It says weird mother. I'm like, me.
Yeah.
I want that. But I was like $20. Nah.
Yeah, no, I only buy something on there if it's like $20 or less.
Yeah.
And it has to be like worth it.
Exactly.
But no, I have to do real jobs while everyone else on the internet just fucking acts like a
around
cat or something.
says dumb things and
Yeah.
gets famous.
Oh, fuck me. All right. I don't end these either.
So
Chelsea, help me.
I am sorry about my ADHD.
Oh, it's fine. I cut it up and I like put it in like chapters or whatever.
And I probably guarantee you watch this and I'm like,
Oh, I'm
All over
going
the
like
place.
this. I'm like spinning my rings. I have to be doing something. If I could like smoke on camera, I'd be like playing with it the whole time. Yeah, like Lil Wayne in the beginning of his. Oh, perfect. Battery exhausted.
okay.
Oh,
Is it done?
well, I can record an outro.
Okay.
But it's off of you. Yes.
Oh, it is?
You can sit normal.
Okay.
But this is still recorded.
Okay. Well, it was a great talk session.
Scared. Well, you were the first guest, so I guess we'll see
Yay.
how people react.
See if, do you like me? Yes or check yes. Red for yes, blue for
check
no.
yes or no. But no, it's also like you're the perfect example of like you can literally come on and talk about anything. It's just come on and
You can talk about like the
Anything.
aliens invading the earth, and I will tell you
Oh, dear
my
God.
opinion on it.
yeah.
And I love to listen to other people too. Like I love to hear stories.
Oh, I listen to stuff like this all the time, like while I'm in the background, while I'm editing or cleaning or cooking.
Yes.
Like I'm like, I barely listen to music anymore. Like during the day.
I listen
I'm like,
to, you know what I listen to?
Yeah.
You know who's my, okay, talk about like artists.
Yeah.
I love Chapel Roan. Have you listened to her?
I think like one song.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
I'm like,
I love her. She's like going to
so
be like
bad at
the best new artist, I think.
what is like the genre?
She's very like almost like pop, I would say.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like poppy. Like she kind of not really reminds me of Lady Gaga, but she's kind of like a poppy version.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
I have to just like start listening to music again, letting it just pop up and see what it plays. But thank you for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. Fuck.
It was so fun. So fun yapping.
I know. So if anyone else wants to come on, you know what to do. I say it every episode. The link is in our bio on Instagram. And we have like 5 questions. It's not even that serious, but just enough to get an idea of what you want to talk
See
about.
if you're interesting or not.
Yeah. See if you're
Enough.
interesting enough. Yeah. And
Everybody's
also,
interesting.
Reminder, you don't have to be on camera. Like you can just be sitting here or you can call in if you're obviously not in South Florida and don't want to come sit in my house for a couple hours. I get it. Especially
Why? I love sitting in your house with all the cats.
I know, except they're not allowed in here because they're
Plants.
bad.
They're the best babies.
He bites my wires. All right. Well, I am stopping this.
Bye.
Peace and love.
Bye.